Una mattina mi sono svegliato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono svegliato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao.
All right.
Oh, we don't even know what episode we're on.
Welcome the fuck back, man.
Welcome to My Daughter is a Communist. We don't know what episode we're on.
It's been so long.
After a long hiatus. You know, people contacted, they were genuinely worried.
Yeah,
they were like,
people were concerned.
they were like, we are concerned. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
COVID.
the brown guy, the white guy, and the black guy.
That did happen. Yes,
It was a good combo.
That actually did happen. Since we haven't done an episode through COVID, have we? Oh no, we did.
We tried
did that
to.
one online one.
We did. We did
yeah,
Zoom.
that was terrible.
Where did the lighter go, by the way?
But still, the conversation was
It's
pretty
in your
solid,
crotch.
bro.
Oh yeah. That's beautiful too that we're doing this in a different atmosphere. Now you can smoke live on the show too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the
It's
patio. The benefits of the patio.
Exactly. Boys, fucking A, welcome
Get
back.
jerked on.
You know, my daughter's a communist. A lot has happened since the last time we congregated.
Yeah, bro.
The world has come to an end.
Everybody's dead, you know. Like
know
people
what I
are
mean?
dying. People are leaving their cars on the highway.
You know what I mean?
Shit is
A
running.
race war. We on the brink of a race war. Like last time we spoke, we didn't. Karens,
Dudes are stealing police horses and tanks.
Bro, they stole a tank.
They stole a
I think
tank.
it was in like Atlanta or some shit. Like there's a video of mans in the hood like rolling around
Atlanta's
the
going
tank,
off.
and mans are like, "Yo, this guy got a tank." This
No,
shit was
no,
on
but-
Instagram, and it's not even a thing you could lie about because like you just see it, you're like, "What the fuck?" This guy's got a tank.
Things are definitely escalating quickly in Atlanta.
Yo, I just saw
And,
Papa John's employee make a noose out of fucking dough, like literally right before we did this podcast.
Yo, let's start on that.
Yeah.
Let's start on the because it's a weird
George
place to
Floyd?
start, but it's a
Yeah,
good
well,
segue.
yeah, man.
Not even George Floyd. I mean, rest in peace, George Floyd. But
Rest in peace.
the noose
Right.
found in the NASCAR.
So
drivers.
for people who don't know the story, Bubba Wallace is like what?
The only black guy
is he
in
the
NASCAR.
only like? Well, the others are just like they're in the D League
He's
of NASCAR.
literally the
you know?
only black guy in
He
NASCAR.
is the only black guy.
Like,
And
actually,
the guy is
actually.
aggressively light skinned too, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
You
have
know.
I'm a colorist. I'm a
Jesus.
self-admitted colorist. You know what I mean? So the guy. So apparently there was a noose that was found. Was it in his locker or was it like in the general drive?
So what happens is they have different lockers,
Right.
and they just get randomly assigned these lockers, right? And so he walked in, and I guess they saw the noose hanging there. But then there was all these photos coming out of from 2014 of like the same knot.
Right.
Apparently, it's just a knot that they use
It's a knot.
to pull the garage doors down.
Oh wow!
So
Oh,
it's like somebody walking outside and seeing like a construction symbol drawn on them and being like a swastika.
Yeah,
And you're
okay.
like, no, it's just paint so they know where to cut.
You're
Okay,
saying
so
they've used
yeah.
hold on, pause. They use that noose to open the garage door from time.
They use them,
Yeah,
forever.
So here's what I
forever.
want to know: how long
Why are
has
they
this
using a
nigga been
noose?
hanging out in that locker room that he
it's
never saw it? You
but it's
never seen it, bro?
It's
you never seen the
understandable.
noose?
It's understandable like that he would assume it to be a noose though.
No, but like no.
Do
Okay,
you know what I
okay.
mean, though?
No,
They
let's
take-
unpack this for a
look
second.
at the timeline
This
of
guy,
events.
how long has he been? How long has he been in NASCAR? Was that garage door must be opened every time there is
But
some sort of race,
I guarantee,
So he's never
before
seen
that
that
he
shit before?
experienced
Yeah.
racism. I guarantee.
But yo-
You're
No,
the
no.
only
No,
black
but like,
dude,
how
and they're
is it-
flying the Confederate flag.
No,
Come
no.
on,
Okay,
bro.
okay. No. Let's put that
Come
aside. Let's talk about that.
You
that
can't
particular.
put that aside,
no,
though.
okay.
That's huge.
No, but let's address just the problem with the noose. Okay, so this thing turns out is a garage opener, right? And the
Yeah.
reason why we're addressing this on such a major level is because Trump came out with some tweets the other day. It was like, Bubba Wallace should apologize.
Bro.
Oh,
How
you shouldn't
dare
apologize.
you?
Guys,
No,
fuck
no.
all that.
That's crazy.
Yo,
know?
Trump still till today has not acknowledged that Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, he hasn't said it.
He's not
Of
acknowledged.
course it's not,
Like,
bro.
fuck
He's
fuck
pandering to his
NASCAR.
He does
man.
love the show
Fuck
Law and Order,
NASCAR. Okay,
Look.
fuck all that shit. NASCAR, nope. He still hasn't acknowledged.
Nigga lovers don't
Yeah.
vote for Trump,
And
bro.
this
Like,
guy,
that's
this guy
what it
was
is.
in the
Look,
bunker and
there
shit
is a-
like
there is
2
a-
weeks
look,
ago. Wasn't
Yeah.
that like 2 weeks ago he's in the bunker?
He was in the bunker like
Dude.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, right?
There is a saying that says that not all Trump supporters are racist, but all racists are Trump
Our Trump
supporters.
supporters. Yeah,
You
yeah,
see what I'm
which
saying?
is great. Yeah,
so
yeah,
to
yeah,
him,
yeah,
like that's
yeah.
a huge base, bro. He
Yeah,
can't be
yeah.
out here.
Well,
Do you
look what
think-
he did at Charlottesville. He's like, there was bad people on both sides.
No, but like
sides.
we kind of
Both
like skipping
sides.
around like a little bit because
Sure.
like, I kind of want to go back
Yeah,
to this
yeah.
whole like Bubba Wallace thing, right?
Yeah.
Because look, things like these put gasoline onto the fire. because they would say like, oh, look at this. You're going to call that a hate crime. It's the same time when Justice Smollett did this. So all these light-skinned niggas are really bringing down the movement too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be too sensitive.
Do you notice that
That's
biracial isn't acknowledged?
No, but like the fact that...
No, but like even Obama, biracial,
yeah,
but first black president. Because you have to go with that so that it makes history, so that other people of color can think that it's possible. But it's like, but if it's a biracial person that fucks up, like, I don't know if Justice Smollett is full. I don't know.
No. But he looks
like they just trash him. They're like,
there
apologize.
There is a slave owner somewhere who fucked them without consent.
There is some racism within that area, you know.
No, but like the thing is like, you know, when you give people like, you know, like people who are against the movement something to stand on, right? Because see, to me, here's what I don't understand. You have been how long has Bubba Wallace been driving NASCAR? Like what? How many years?
I don't know.
Decent amount of time. The fact that you never seen. See, it's either two things are happening. Is it the first time that you've seen this thing? Like, and apparently he's not the one who saw it though.
Oh,
that's the problem.
Okay,
he's not the one that saw it. So I think there is a Karen that walked in somewhere. They're like, they put it here because there is only one black guy. That's what happened because he's not the one who found.
If he didn't find it,
he's not the one who found it and filed the complaint. You know what I'm saying? I bet
your mic sounds like you're
America's
in a tornado right now.
Speaking about the Trump in the White House, his new fucking media relations fucking girl. What's her name? McEnany or whatever her fucking name is.
God.
She's a savage, bro.
She's a savage.
Where the fuck did he find her? Eh?
Listen.
This girl shuts it.
Like, what was
Sarah
Huckabee. Yeah, but then he had another one after her.
What a name! It sounds like her dad owns a
He had another one after her.
Her dad is Mike Huckabee.
Who did he have after Huckabee? He had somebody else.
He had no. There was Sean Spicer before, who was a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Then there was Huckabee, and then I don't think there was there somebody? No, it was Mitt Mulvaney. He was his chief of staff that was doing. He's the one that went on there. Was like, yeah, listen, bro.
This guy trades more
money in politics and influence in politics.
But yo, this McEnany chick, bro, she knows how to answer a question properly and aggressively.
Oh, dude,
that's a
she's
fucking
properly and aggressively.
And she's like a beautiful white woman.
She's a sexual thing.
She's young, bro. And like they'll ask her a question and she just fucking bodies
No,
it.
dude, she knows her shit.
Like,
she went to Harvard.
Where do you find her? Where do you
this.
find people? Where do you hire people like that?
You know what's so crazy?
That's what I need to know. Cause
you know what's so crazy? This bitch was on TV 6 months before Trump got elected, saying how much of a fucking maniac he is.
Oh.
There is plenty of footage of her on CNN being like, you know what, he's a demagogue.
She's playing the sides.
This, da 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 da.
And then,
Can't fault her, she's playing
he
the sides.
fucking
Check,
paid
bro.
her
She's getting a
enough.
check.
Yeah.
They
say here's the shit.
I'm literally
like
blowing my entire image with the world right now. Like the whole world's gonna know me for this.
If Trump called me
I'm
tomorrow and was giving me a check to be one of his surrogates, dog, for 10 grand a month, my nigga, I'll go on Fox News and sing praise, nigga.
Bro,
Trump hasn't said Black Lives Matter,
she went on
fucking
Fox.
You're there.
Then she went on Fox or I think it was CNN, and the man was interviewing. And the man got so cheesy, like, yo, I'm gonna end this interview. He goes like, you like, he just called her out. He's like, you're lying. Like, he just went in. I can't remember which interview it was, but he asked her a simple question, like a black and white question. That McEnany bitch. I can't remember his name, bro. It's a show on CNN. No, man, it's like one of those. You know what I'm talking about, Robbie?
the new. Okay, so
it's
the
one
new
of
press
those,
secretary. Her name is Kelly McEnany.
Yeah, McEnany. Yeah.
So she's this blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
You haven't seen her, huh?
So yo, what
dude,
show was that, Robbie?
You gotta keep up, but you know what? She is a feisty little thing.
Yo, what show was that on? Do you know the interview I'm talking about?
I haven't seen that
Bro,
interview.
This guy. So just give me a second. So this guy fucking, he was throwing facts at her, and she just like blatantly outright lied with a plain straight face on. It was such an outlandish lie. His mom was like, his reaction to her was like, really? You're just gonna lie for the whole.
You should have seen the press.
He was like, I'm ending this interview, man.
No, you should have seen the press conference.
That was his answer.
You should have seen the press conference today. So the whole, today, that's when this whole thing about, Trump was tweeting about the fact that Bubba Wallace has to apologize, and then now
I saw that. I
watched
that press conference.
So there's been a couple of days of like super hardcore like rhetoric from Trump. So there was the speech at Mount Rushmore where he went in about like, we will never tolerate anybody who, who tries to deface monuments and drown American heritage. So he drew a line in the fucking sand. It's here is the side that I'm on.
Yeah.
So today, like, this bitch is being pressured hardcore about the fact that Trump will not denounce the Confederate flag.
Oh, this guy.
You know what I mean? Oh, dude, you almost lost a split.
Oh,
I read him
shit.
misplace somebody's child at the
Come
airport.
on, man. Yo, back
Then
in the day
lose
we
a
were
split.
young,
My
man,
own
get
finger
tough
to
for
get
that,
that.
yo.
I
But
burned
yeah,
my own finger to
so
get
this
that.
girl, so now the journalists are pressuring this girl. They're like, okay, so why won't Trump denounce the Confederate flag? So he's like, oh, but you have to understand the way the president does these things.
Yeah.
But like she fucking
Bro,
goes in.
the man kept asking her. She's like, she finally said to him, "I'm not answering that question a sixth time."
Yeah, exactly.
And she moved on.
Exactly.
And it was just like and she called the next person. She's like, "You." And
She definitely no. She
yeah,
but like
man,
that job is a
That
fucking
was the
tough
craziest
job.
one.
Yo, it's a tough
The
job,
one
but
with
she's
the Asian
nailing it, dude.
reporter?
She's the nastiest one out of all of them.
Did you see the one with the Asian
Bro,
reporter
which
though? When he was by himself and he didn't have this lady to
Oh yeah,
stand
and he
up
was like,
for
he was
him?
like, oh,
my
as
God,
China.
as China.
He's like, this is
And then she takes off her mask and she goes, "Sir, did you say that because I'm Chinese?"
Bro, you have to.
It was like from a movie.
Did
You're
she
like,
take off her mask?
Yeah,
She
exactly.
pulled off her mask so dramatically,
Oh.
stood up out of her plastic
I'm worried
white
to
chair,
catch COVID for
and
this.
she said, "Did you say that because I'm Chinese?"
Fucking
And he
COVID,
was
man.
like, "No." And then he's like, "You," and he just points at the next lady, and then that journalist stands up and she goes, "Actually, I'd like to give my question to the person that you just turned down."
Mhm.
Like just oh my God, the amount of virtue signaling there.
He was like,
Yeah.
that's
And
a very
then,
nasty answer.
and then he just goes, "I'm ending this interview." Like he just ends the whole press
Look,
conference.
at the end of the day, just on a
You're
more
like,
like
this is America.
yeah. I mean, but like on like here's a problem with this whole thing, right? Like on a more serious note, is like thoughts influence behavior, right? Like when you say something crazy over and over and over, eventually you normalize it.
And words have
You know what I'm
meaning.
saying? Exactly. You know what I mean? So but to me, that's why, like, for example, the whole thing, like, oh, no, he won't acknowledge Black Lives Matter. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about that because everybody is just playing a fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
There is-
president not to acknowledge that Black Lives Matter, bro. When like,
no. But
like,
see,
look
look,
what's
what is that?
happening.
What is that?
It's so
What the fuck is
blatant.
that
The guy
gonna
doesn't
do?
even,
but here's the
doesn't
thing.
even
No, hold on.
acknowledge
See,
that it's happening.
You
I don't
guys,
hear them asking him this question though.
Like, that's
but
bizarre,
here's the
man.
thing,
That's
though.
a
Here's the
bizarre
thing.
mindset.
Here's the weird thing:
Just
is on the
think of
opposite
what-
end of it,
yeah.
they're asking him about the Confederate flag.
Yeah,
But they're not
yeah.
asking him if he cares about black
No,
people.
look.
It's
look,
like-
that's not
No,
who gives
man.
a fuck.
They're
Listen, hold
they're
on,
mixing
hold on a
it up
second,
for no
listen.
reason.
Maybe if you guys listen to the black guy,
Yeah.
it would be, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of
No,
Black
no.
Lives,
You just-
it would be like,
But
no,
what do you mean? That's a huge
Let my
fucking
Caucasian
problem.
standpoint.
That's a huge part of the problem
Listen,
that he
bro,
doesn't
we
even
are-
acknowledge
like,
it.
You know what I'm tired of?
Yeah.
No, fuck that shit. I don't give a
But
fuck
it's
about
never
your
gonna get
acknowledgement.
fixed if the fucking guy
Fadi,
that
hold
runs
on,
the
hold on,
country
hold on. Listen,
won't
you're not-
acknowledge it's
you're
happening.
He kind of has an authority on this.
Listen. I don't give a fuck about acknowledgement. Okay, I don't care. All right, I don't care. The system, like, people bringing up. Let me tell you something. I'm not a huge fan of Black Lives Matter. I'm not a fan of the, running in the street with the signs. I don't think that's how you fix racism. Racism itself as an institution is changing ways by making impacts on the laws. Hey, look, let me tell you what the true problem is. The true problem is black people cannot move as one unit to be able to have their voices heard. How come you never see no unarmed Jewish kid getting shot on TV? Do you know why? Black people are 13% of the population, and they spend probably close to $15 or $16 billion in the economy, right? Instead of fucking crying, find out who is the guy who's bankrolling the guy who's running for Congress in your district.
Yeah.
Go to that guy and be like, look, we have a problem with laws like stop and frisk. We have a problem with this and this and this and that.
Yeah.
You want our money. We spend $1 billion in your institution
Yeah.
every single year. Business moves quick. That's the only thing. Money is
Dude,
the only thing that
you know
makes
what?
people move.
They tried this.
Yeah.
People have formed these organizations, and here's the problem: is the American government will do whatever the fuck
Look,
they want to do.
unless you can get
the
it
pro-
out-
Bro.
the reason why Black Lives Matter matters is because it's not a single organization. It's just an idea. And it's a pretty simple fucking idea when you think about it. You're like, yeah, this seems like normal shit. But you
It
can't
should be normal
You
shit.
can't, like, when that idea gets out there, they don't have a spot. I can't go to the Black Lives Matter headquarters and talk to the CEO. There's nobody.
Are you kidding
It's
me?
just-
Who the fuck do you think is cashing these checks?
Dude, there's-
there is people. You have no
there
idea
is
what
people.
you're talking
No,
about.
no, no,
Listen,
I'm
this
not
is a
saying-
very
I'm not saying there's not
organized.
What is
investors.
happening right now, bro?
Dude,
I don't know. I must be too
people
I'm not
high
saying
as
there's
shit.
not
You understand? There is a head office
Yo,
and there is
man's are
people
wildin'.
making fucking money.
Man's
Who's
are
that
wildin',
Sean
bro.
Sean something dude who was
he's
out
a
here?
piece of shit.
Dude, like,
Talcum
come the
X.
fuck on, bro. Like, yeah, fucking, by the way, shout out to Andrew Schultz, bro. You're a fucking genius,
that's
buddy.
hilarious.
That shit is fucking good. Yeah, did you see that, what's Buddy's name again? Sean
Sean
White?
King.
Is it Sean King?
Sean White's a snowboarder.
It should be. Yeah, it should. I don't know. It's one of those, right? And like those fucking ultra activists. Because look, there is a ways to fix things. Alienating people. I don't like.
What is the way to fix things, man?
Listen,
what is the solution?
If your problem is police brutality, right?
What is the solution?
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
I'm trying to tell
Right?
you,
You're
if
talking about politicians.
the problem is police brutality, right? You're trying to get rid of things like qualified immunity, where a cop pretty much is immune to be able to fucking murder you.
Yeah.
You need to change that law on the books. It's not going to happen by you trying to alienate people that may vote for that by bringing down statues. We can address the statues later.
Yeah,
but you can't try to change the whole thing in one fucking sphere.
Thing.
That's why when I see that shit is not organized, it's just child's play that I'm looking at now at this point. Are we trying to fix the problem? We're trying to cry. You know what I'm saying?
It's not fucking child's play. All 50 states.
Listen, there is ways that you deal with people. Alienating.
Okay, Robbie.
Alienating
you made
a
your
part of the
fucking point.
population.
Let me make mine. Okay, so. All 50 states stood up for one thing for the fucking first time in a long fucking time. All 50 states agreed and protested that Black Lives Matter. Okay, now the person who's in charge of all 50 states doesn't acknowledge that this is happening. How can they fix the problem? You fucking destroy the city until they fucking see you, bro.
That doesn't.
But bro, it works.
Okay, I'll give you an
have
example.
to get their attention, bro.
It's barbaric.
They're not gonna see you sitting on your
Now,
couch
listen,
complaining about
we're
it.
at a point where people look
works.
each other in the eye and they say shit
Come
like
on,
they fund
man.
the police. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Dude, do you know what the police budgets are?
Dude.
Do you understand that the whole militarization... I was in
man.
school for policing. The militarization of police was done on purpose so that they could get more money. That's why they implemented all of these certain laws to get easy arrests so that they could show that they're getting... Like, if I wanted to get onto, like, the drug squad unit, which all of a sudden had to be created, this new unit, because of this war on drugs and drugs being illegal, that's coming top down from the government. Now it's like the government is funneling their money into their own security. Police aren't there to protect the people. They're there to protect the rich.
Again.
It's always been that way since fucking kings and queens.
You get it. Again, see.
And shit's changing,
dude. The problem is now, see, okay, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So saying that you want, how long do you think in a world, because listen, allocating the monopoly on violence to the state is pretty much the best thing the human race has done after like keeping your own shit out of your food. You understand? Because when there is you can say whatever you want. The problem that we have is we need a better police. So how do you do that? You want to make sure that you're vetting people properly.
Of course,
So all that costs money.
But
defunding the police is an insane fucking idea.
I think it's the language that's troubling. Defund sounds like take away all their money.
No, not all.
It's
the,
not,
even if
it's
you
not that.
So you're saying
it's
that
just minimizing budgets.
So you're saying that minimizing. So we need
budgets.
So we need a less trained, less equipped. Less
we
money
need
means
reallocation of funds.
Okay.
We need police to be trained in hand-to-hand combat. We need therapy to be mandatory because what they see on a day-to-day basis, human beings aren't supposed to see that. What they go through every day, and it's no wonder they have a trigger finger because they see they see everybody on their worst day. No one's calling the police to just say hi.
Day,
No.
Here's the problem.
That's a good point.
It's your worst day.
Well, have you seen? Did you see that video?
We need them. They're important. We need to take care of them.
But it has to be done right.
Did you see that? Go ahead.
It has to be done right.
Exactly.
Like there has to be managed in a way.
They're giving them money
shooting.
for guns. They're giving them money for things.
And that shit's crazy, bro. Like all the videos, it's like you don't see the build up, and you don't see what happened like later. Like some of them you catch all of it, but like some of them you just see like it starts and boom, boom, boom. You're like, what the fuck? Like,
but see, here's the problem, right?
Shot?
Did you guys see that video of the mayor of Minneapolis? Is at this Black Lives Matter
and they
protest,
booed him out,
right?
Yeah.
And then the person on the stage, like is this black chick, and she's like, "Will you commit to defunding the police?" So he's like, "What do you mean by that?" She's like, "No police. Get rid of the whole thing."
No.
And then he's like, "No." You know what they did?
They booed him
They
out.
booed him.
Yeah,
so
they put him
here's
out
my
there.
problem.
Booze.
So when we talk about
Fuck your
cementing,
booze.
right?
If you're the mayor of a goddamn
But yo,
city,
true
fuck
say,
your booze. Sometimes I have to make tough decisions.
Right.
But yo, that was a sight
you
to
said,
see, man.
but see, your definition of defund the police is very different from
Mine
the
would be
definition
minimize
of,
and reallocate.
Okay, so that
with a public committee
Yeah.
that can review every case every arrest would have to be posted online with details, body cam footage. I would be like, focus your money on that shit.
On every arrest.
Dude, and then, but here's the other thing. No,
honestly,
dude.
bro,
Every arrest.
Shit just has to change, man. Like really, like at the end of the day, it just has to change. It can't be like this.
Everyone
This
has to
can't
be
be the way it works.
I think that's what it is. It's taking accountability.
Like the system is just skewed, bro.
And
people don't even hold on one second. People don't even talk about this. You know what the real problem is? People don't even know about this. I'm gonna put this out there. So when all these brothers are in jail, right? All these guys getting arrested for nothing.
Yeah.
The problem is when they come out, okay, they're out, but now they got a record, and they gotta wait 10 years to get their pardon.
Yeah.
You know, like that's 10 years of like bullshit.
A lot of
that
prisoners
needs to change because until that's fixed,
dude.
like,
and it
that's
all goes
deep in the system.
It's so
deep
connected.
rooted.
It's fucked. Like then you have private prisons,
and you got the mans
that
that
are
have
profiting
conditions.
from this.
Bro, conditions are the worst. They give you conditions and you do the dumbest shit. Like Meek Mill, this guy did a wheelie. Fucking conditions, bro. That's how they get you. This guy did a wheelie, and this guy's been paying taxes, bro. Heavy. You know he's paying taxes. You know Meek Mill paying taxes, bro. Like that guy's definitely paying straight with the government when it comes to fucking taxes.
No, I mean, like it's all relative, right? Like if you look, like that's why, for example, when people are like, when you talk about police brutality, and people are like, oh, look at black on black violence and so on and so forth, right? And what you were saying is like if you look at the strap of the black man, right? Like you used to be able to graduate high school in North America, right? And be able to get a job that, at a factory or something along those lines that would allow you to actually get in the middle class, right? Like be able to take care of a family and so on and so forth, right? 1960s or so now, we have the World Trade Organization. There's all these trade treaties, and a lot of these jobs get shipped off to China, right? Now you have all these men that can't feed their kids. The government introduces crack cocaine in the 70s. Oh, we need to fund the war against the Contras, and then the black man has no
And they
choice.
injected herpes. Let's not forget that. Right. That little fun social experiment. Let's inject 400 black men with herpes and tell them that it's a vaccination for this.
Right.
Oh,
way to build trust with your government. They all had syphilis. That's what it was. They all got syphilis.
No, but that's why these.
How do you get herpes from syphilis?
No,
bro?
it wasn't herpes. It was syphilis.
Yeah.
I slipped.
I was waiting to see
I
where
made a
this is
mistake
going.
because I was high
I'm like,
and drinking.
this guy's like they injected him with herpes, and I'm like, I'm sure that's not how you catch herpes,
No,
bro.
they injected him with something that
catch
gave him
herpes,
syphilis.
you gotta go fucking Toronto Street crackhead, you know? Get some herpes
so
real
like,
quick.
You can Wikipedia that shit.
You know? But like so now you have a problem because you're saying like the prison system is inescapable.
It's
right?
there for corporations.
Dude, imagine
it's
you
there
get out
for
of jail,
Victoria's Secret. It's
Right.
there for fucking Nike. It's there for all of these companies in America who can't, because they've been caught, have their sweatshops in China because the public doesn't like that and they know about it. So they use the prison system to make their shit for them, and the public goes, okay, well those are bad people, so.
Dude, imagine.
But most of the arrests are bullshit. Like it's somebody doing a wheelie and now he's fucking sewing a bra together.
No, but
For tits you'll never touch. You know what I mean? Like
That's beautiful.
Yo,
But
man,
imagine
that's crazy.
getting out of jail, right? And if your family in the States lives in Section 8 housing, you can't stay with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people coming out, you know what I mean? If your family is poor, you're in Section 8 government housing. If you stay with them, they all get kicked out. So now, you're sleeping underneath a fucking bridge, and you cannot even smoke a fucking joint to ease your goddamn nerves because you know you gotta go to that fucking probation appointment every single fucking week.
Yep.
And if you fucking get piss tested and there is weed in your shit,
imagine having a
oh,
bracelet.
Bro,
Imagine
we
being
used
free,
to make,
but
bro,
having a
we used to
bracelet?
make fucking like homemade elixirs to beat the test. Yo, we used to make that back in the day. My boy had a thing. Bro,
breaking
go to the
news.
West Indian store, bro, and like, we'd fucking, these guys would make a mix of these like Jamaican herbs and roots, and like they put in like Step 12, like Magnum, fucking what's that? Peanut punch, fucking roots, like ginseng and shit. This guy
sounds
goes
like something that gives you like an
And
unusually
bro,
long erection.
this
like,
guy,
it's one of those erections
this
where you gotta
guy,
call your doctor.
bro, this
Where are the
guy beats
instructions?
the fucking test, fam. Every fucking
So what? You
time.
would drink it and then what? Like,
So like, yo, let's say you smoke today, your test is on Friday. You need at least like
he's
5
not
days in
supposed
between,
to be on drugs
right?
or
Like
alcohol,
three, yeah, like you can't. It can't be like a 3-day window is a good window. So you smoke, right? And then the next day you drink this fucking juice.
what does it taste like?
It
Sounds
tastes like
it
shit, man. It tastes like chemical.
like camel
No,
tits.
man, it just tastes like it tastes like the most perfect extract from natural shit, but it's like so concentrated. That's the best way to describe it. because it tastes natural, but it's just a lot of it at once. And you're like, what?
Fuck.
Jesus.
I don't know, man.
You feel it clearly, you know what I'm saying?
That's fucked. Yeah.
I fucking missed you guys, man.
Yeah, this is great.
On
This
some
is
crazy
good.
shit.
Good
The world's
news.
upside down, man.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
tired of this shit, bro. I'm tired of all this shit. It's fucking coronavirus
apparently masks
bullshit.
are about to be mandatory on the fucking. Is it a
Today.
Is it a 7th?
Yeah,
No,
bro. I
tomorrow?
got the mask in my car, bro.
Tomorrow.
I got a sick mask, bro.
Tomorrow.
Good Life came out with a nice mask, yo. It feels
Yeah?
good. I put it
Nice.
on. I'm like,
You know what? Though? I noticed
looks
today. I
clean,
noticed
too.
today.
I can have
that-
this fucked up beard and I'll be
That
fine.
Black Lives Matter enough that nobody bothered you for a mask. I walked into a Starbucks today and there was a fucking sign that says masks are required to enter this premises.
Oh, you know
and
what
I
that
still walk the
means?
fuck in with no mask and the white lady comes in and just sees me, she just froze.
We're gonna get so many freak out videos.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Think about it, right? Mask. Any rule that's out like that, like masks mandatory. You know, in
Bro,
like 2
why-
weeks, there's gonna be all these people
Dude.
screaming in stores, like saying, "I'm not wearing a
Dude,
fucking mask."
white women are under attack. Okay?
Yeah,
Everybody's
it's a
looking
bad
for
time
a
to be a
Karen
Karen.
moment.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Crazy,
looking
bro.
for
A lot of
that.
Karens changing
Yo,
it to
this online
C's.
shit?
These like, do you see how many of these like every
They
day
switch it
there's
to
at least
C's.
100 incidents?
yeah.
Ah.
I was like,
Yo,
none of these people are
I'm
going out
telling
and
you,
saying, I
bro.
hope today's the day.
Bro,
I hope
everybody,
today.
everybody's looking for a voice to follow right now, bro.
Yeah, everyone's
That's what's going on. Like, you guys heard about the Mia Khalifa shit, bro?
No,
No.
You guys hear about that shit? So, yo, this girl's like, people,
dare-
they're saying that she got manipulated. This girl that's like, oh, you got manipulated to like, she only made like 12 grand in like the 4 months she did porn and like,
You're a bad
and now she has
business
some
person.
sort of fucking statement
You know what I mean?
that says she has a movement now, like take it down. She's got a bunch of people signing this fucking thing to take her
Take down-
videos down.
Yeah, she's
So-
doing like some sort of
And so
and
I'm
there's
looking
a
at, yo,
GoFundMe
bro.
too,
She's trying to
apparently.
Louis C.K.
That's
that
bro,
sell it on
we
her
gotta
resume.
draw the
GoFundMe?
line somewhere, fam. I gotta
Yeah.
tell you this, bro. We gotta draw the line somewhere because this girl knows what she did.
Yeah.
Okay, hold
you-
on,
you
don't
sign
tell
a
me yet. She knows what she did.
contract,
She
you
signed a
don't, like-
contract.
Yeah.
She might have gotten hustled.
I
We all
mean-
get hustled, all right. But at the end of the day, she got
That's-
she got so much popularity. All these other porn stars fight for. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah.
girls are going out there and slagging.
And now
pussy,
she's just doing regular
slanging
stuff. Doesn't
pussy.
she like have like
You
a
know?
sports podcast or something?
Nah, bro.
She does like
but yo, all I
she
want,
does
all
other shit. Like so, I'm like, good for you.
Dog,
Like,
she just
I
got
thought she-
bamboozled. And you know what
Yeah.
bothers me? All these girls that are like supporting her shit. Yo, their mans jerk off to her too. And like these,
Every day.
and like, and you know these
Call
girls are standing here
anonymous, get them to
supporting
hack
her.
their webcam.
Like
One up for a
she
day, one
was
meal for a
wronged.
day.
I'm like, you
He's
know
a
who was
doctor.
wrong? The girls that got fucking like manipulated into going to Amsterdam. Now they work in the red
Yeah.
light district booth. To get their face fucked.
gets
Nobody knows who they are.
manipulated into HD
Anyone
porn.
from Jeffrey Epstein's pool, like those were manipulated.
Oh, bro, his girl
Gross.
got arrested. What's her name? Like Glade.
Ghislaine?
Shit or whatever her fucking name is.
It's actually
Yeah.
Ghislaine, but I
Ghislaine,
pronounce it
yeah.
Ghislaine. I pronounce it
Ghislaine.
That's actually how it's
Yo, I was
supposed
just
to be.
talking about that with my girl. I'm like, yo, this girl's because we watched the documentary, and I'm like, what happened to her?
The
Like
documentary
nothing.
felt like held
You
back
know,
so
and
much.
like he got arrested and died, but what happened to her? And then like
Yeah.
it was like almost like 6 months later, boom, on the
God,
news. I'm like,
FBI.
oh.
But you know what? Though? This bitch is ballsy. That's cause
Yo,
here's,
she's
here's
saying
what
she's
I'm
gonna
thinking.
talk heavy,
This goes
and you
to
know
show
she's gonna
you
get whacked
the
in
solidity
like
of,
3
like,
days.
She's gonna get Epstein.
This goes to show you the
She didn't
solidity
get- yo,
of the,
bro,
of the
she
kids that
is.
he may have. This bitch is in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Bro, the FBI is looking for you. You just
Tweet it now.
in your,
Ghislaine
like-
Maxwell did not kill herself.
Bro,
Tweet
there
it
is
now.
no
She
fucking-
was talking.
You
Tweet
know
it
what I mean?
now.
Yo,
We want
straight
answers,
up,
goddammit.
straight up. Like, right now, before
Yeah,
it happens, tell us. You know,
Just get
No,
a
but, like,
camera on her and tell her to start talking.
Cause like I don't know, man. She's not. No. This bitch is about to take a long nap, bruh. You know. What I'm
She's
saying?
gonna. How much do you want to bet she tries to join the Me Too movement?
Oh no, they're not taking her.
Ah,
Bro.
no. I
Did
don't
you
say
see-
that. I'm not saying they're gonna take her, but I bet that's a route she's gonna try
Like,
to take.
I was a victim too.
I was a victim
Yo,
of Jeffrey Epstein.
R. Kelly
I was just part of the pyramid
Of
scheme.
course,
Yeah,
she is, but yo, no, but
Yeah.
yo,
She's
she
gonna
already
blame
said,
the dead guy.
Nah, man,
100%.
she already said she's gonna talk, bro.
Yeah.
One thing about her is like she watched all of it go
She
down.
might come out of this looking like a
she
hero.
will,
though.
bro, because she's gonna will.
She's gonna expose
She's not
everybody.
gonna look out like she's not gonna come out look like a hero, but she'll come out better than they did.
If she takes down, if she
At least she'll come out.
If she takes down some big people, she
At
might.
least she'll come out.
She might just
She
turn
might
around
not come out
like,
good. She might just go live on
This
some
is gonna
fucking
get
random
closed
island
out
that
of
nobody can
court.
find.
Yeah.
It's either this bitch is going down, or
Yeah, she's gonna
it's
get
just
whacked,
gonna
yo.
get
She's gonna get
settled out
Epstein.
of court.
Yo, we're
We cannot-
coining that phrase, eh?
Yeah.
When she goes, everybody's hashtagging she didn't kill herself.
Yeah.
They'll be like, she got Epstein, bro.
Yeah.
that should be what it is. You
got
put the
Epstein.
hashtag that she didn't kill herself. The next one is like, she got Epstein.
The views
That will
expressed
go
by
viral,
Fadi and
bro.
no doubts of the thought.
That was Johnny's idea, man. He just said that shit. I got that from Johnny.
Of these
I stole that
productions.
bit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, I
Copped
swear
it
to
within
God.
10 minutes. He did.
What if you said something that in a bit on stage that got you canceled, and you try your best to prove that you stole the bit?
No, that's a Ricky Gervais joke. I swear to God.
Ricky Gervais joke.
I'd rather be a joke
I'm
thief.
just a plagiarist at best. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
that would make a great
These are
bit.
not my real thoughts.
Robbie, that should be one of your bits, bro.
You know
That'd
what
make
I
a great
mean?
comedy bit. Be like, yo, like talk about what the like man, fuck whatever you just said.
Shit. Great paraphrasing.
Yeah. It's actually.
That was some fire that you're dealing with over there, sir.
All right. Speaking of comics, our friend Chris D'Elia
Has
has
fallen.
perished. I don't know, man. Look.
Did he say something? I thought he came out with something recently.
No, he came out with receipts.
He came out with receipts.
He came out with receipts.
How many
So,
of them were wrong? Because
several
there's
receipts.
lots.
But see, listen, here is my take on this, okay?
Yeah.
And you guys give me a minute to kind of like, because I've been thinking about this quite thoroughly when I'm walking my dog and take him to the dog park.
Okay, I'll explain it to the audience if you haven't heard. Chris D'Elia, who famous for playing on the show You on Netflix, he played a pedophile stand-up comedian. Turns out he was method acting the whole time.
No.
He was actually. That will be his defense in court, at least.
But so
I keep hearing that on the internet. I'm like, this is the best analysis
but
of this.
here's the thing, right?
It's too
To me,
perfect.
regardless of anything, like my problem with this whole like cancel culture thing is, okay, I'm a brother to I have 3 sisters, okay? And to me, like, sexual assault is like the worst thing they can do to a fucking human being. That's why even if you assault somebody sexually in prison, you go into PC.
What about
Because
like cutting their heads off? Would that be worse?
No. But like that's different because now you gotta live with it. But anyways, so if they did it, he's accused of grooming or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But see, my problem is when we rush to jump to judgment. Now we're saying that it is
We're
mentally right. So we're saying
guilty by public opinion.
right. So it is mentally impossible to conceive the fact that a 17-year-old girl would lie about her age to get backstage and meet somebody famous.
And at the Laugh
it's so
Factory, the
impossible.
age eventually
It
is
is
18.
so impossible
No,
to
they know
conceive that
it's
it would
real.
never happen.
Nah, man, they
You
know
what I'm
that's
saying?
real.
So
They
like,
just
now
they
when
just
you
still prosecute the mans because like that's
now
what
when
you
you
do,
jump
bro.
into canceling somebody, you saying that option is impossible. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not. It's
So-
not.
so
It's
like-
not impossible, but he
Dude,
should have.
I've been 17, bro.
He
Like,
should've
Guys,
checked. That's the thing.
guys,
He should've
Look at
checked,
the stats, man.
you know?
Just look at the stats, okay? Like if you get 1, like that's probably like, but if you get like 42, one of them fucking got raped, bro.
look. See, no, again, right? Like, so what is he being accused of, right? He's being accused of grooming young girls.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
I didn't
so
even hear about this.
that's
Well, I heard
called
about it, but
that's
I
called
didn't
red-
look into it.
That is a practice that some of these niggas are doing out here in these streets. It's called red shirting. You're like, baby, I'll be back in 2 years. Just stay right here.
Yeah, he's got different
You know
chicks in
what I'm
different
saying?
cities. Or
You
something
know what I
like
mean?
that.
Yes,
So, like,
that
no, but like,
He's on tour.
But see, no, but see, you look. Okay, so one of the. So for example, one of the cases, and I've thoroughly read through this. Okay, one of the cases, is this girl, I think she's about like 20 or something like that. At that time, she's not a minor, right? She messages Chris D'Elia, and he's like, "Yo, come to my hotel. Like, oh, let's meet up for drinks." And then an hour before they were supposed to meet, he's like, "Okay, come to my hotel. Let's meet me at the bar there."
Sure.
So in her head, she's like, "Oh fuck, I know he's gonna try to fuck," but I still went anyway, right?
Yeah.
She's sitting at a bar, and then the guy messages us like, "Yo, here is my room. Come to my room." He's
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I read this
She's
one.
like,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So the girl is like, so she no, actually no.
So-
So she said no.
Yeah.
No. At
She
first
said
it's
no,
like-
come down to
she
the
said
bar.
no, and then she sat at the bar. She had some drinks. She's like, "Oh, what is
Yeah.
your room?" And then she billed
Yeah.
her drinks to the room. That's a criminal. That's
Admitting theft.
Nobody's gonna say something.
Admitting
This
theft.
bitch is gonna admit to stealing from
Admit
this
to-
motherfucker, and we're still gonna call her a victim. That's what we're doing right now. That's
And
the world
nothing.
that
They
we
had
live
no
in.
contact whatsoever.
No contact whatsoever. Like this nigga had to pay for like, and it's probably not a
It
cheap
was like
hotel.
attempt to flirt.
Bro, these are martinis at a W, my nigga. This shit is like
Yeah.
$35 a martini.
Yeah.
How many of these angry bitch?
There
probably had,
needs
like,
to
3 or 4 of them?
be like a new responsibility though on both sides of just being like knowing when to just walk away. Like you don't really need to do that. If you went there and then you're already there and you're like, I know he's gonna want to do that with me, but I don't want to do that.
Bro,
then just
like,
leave.
no,
Like
we
why
cannot-
bother?
we cannot
Pay for your
in-
drinks and
No,
leave.
but
Like.
but see, there's a problem now with this.
And
whole,
if it's him doing that, that's also weird. Like, come on, man. Like, I know
dude,
you're
we
famous and
cannot
shit, but
see, here's the thing, right? We cannot infantilize women. That's the
Of
problem.
course,
And
of course.
that doesn't. That just doesn't work. You cannot think that.
But you have to also take into consideration that like they are in constant more danger than we ever are.
Bro,
That's true. That's true, man.
So we.
That's a
It's
fact.
not
And that is
infant.
right.
Like
I
there
got you.
is a
Some
point.
nuns are crazy,
there is a
bro.
point. You can't.
Listen.
I agree with you. But it's like you have to find a healthy medium. Like
See,
like
and-
I said,
and-
they have to also
and that
have
is the
accountability.
problem.
Yeah.
And that is the problem
Yeah.
with the society that we live in now, where people say things like,
It's too extreme.
right? Like, so people are not only saying that not all. I believe that all women should be heard, right?
Yeah.
But people go as far as saying that not only they should be heard, but they should all be believed. They should all be like
That's
all of them,
who
bro.
did that bit? Like,
Bro.
was
All
it
of
that
them,
Bill?
like,
Bro,
every
That Bill
yo.
Burr? That Bill
You know what I'm
Burr?
saying? Like,
All of
yo,
them?
no, that's
What about the one Sakia Ka? Bill Burr did that. You want to
Bro, I've
believe
been
that one?
watching a lot of Bill Burr
You're
shit,
telling me,
man.
like, look, you're telling me that it is so impossible that a 17-year-old girl would like to
Yeah.
get back. Like, I know 17-year-old girls that have lied about their
And-
age for a nigga with a Corolla.
And I heard
Because
people
he could
talk
drive
about
to the
this.
mall.
I heard people
You
talk
see
about
what
this
I'm
close to the
saying?
situation. Like,
like I know bitches that lied about their
Yeah, I
age.
know those
because
ones
they
too,
wanted
man.
to
somebody,
go to
I
the
heard
mall,
somebody
my nigga.
talking about this
You
that
telling me
knows him, and they were saying like he would like these girls would come into the Laugh Factory all the time.
Right,
But the thing is that the Comedy Store, I think the age to get in is like 21.
right.
So like you couldn't really like sneak in if you were like 17, 18. Like
Yeah.
it'd be hard. Like you'd have to.
No, I don't
But
think
at the
it's
Laugh
bringing these
Factory,
bitches at the Laugh
but
Factory,
it's
though,
no.
you
But at the Laugh Factory, it's only 18, which means
Right.
if you're like 16, 17, you could get a fake and get in.
Bro, he's a good-looking,
And he's
famous
like-
dude, 18-year-old girl. Like,
Yo,
you're gonna tell me that he's
nah,
so
this-
Every
yo, the
comedian
fact
was
is
like,
that,
that's
yo,
what happened.
There was
the
never
fact
more
is-
than like 10. There was like
the
5,
bottom, the
10
guys, the
standing
bottom
around.
of the story is, okay, he's a cool dude. He's pulling enough pussy. Obviously, this guy's been fucking bitches since like way back
He
since he
got.
started.
He
But-
took it out of hand. He
but-
got irresponsible.
A couple of those altercations are questionable.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
That's the
right?
problem. He's
So
gotta
there is
just
there is one
admit to
there is
that.
one where like he's texting back and forth with the girl, and then at some point he's like, "How old are you?"
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, "I'm 17" or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, too young."
He
but then
said too
apparently-
young?
But yeah. He's like, "Ooh, you're too young," and he kind of like stopped the conversation.
Uh-huh.
But apparently, when he was back in town again, he
How old are
messaged
you
me-
now?
Yo, but like,
Yo, maybe this
there's
guy
this
just
funny-
checked in. Maybe he was like, yo, I met her like
That
what?
is grooming.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I know
Maybe
how
he
that
touches
conversation.
it.
But
He's
that
like,
is-
I met her like
Yeah.
3-4 months ago.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
that
good
is
shot.
grooming.
It's a
When
good
is your
shot.
birthday? When was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
If-
that's
Yo,
grooming.
call her up.
That's grooming.
And she was like, yeah, my
You know.
birthday was yesterday.
But is it, I don't know though, but it's good.
And
That's
turns
like-
out her
but
birthday's the
isn't
next
it-
day. You know, this guy slipped up.
Who is it? Woody Allen who did that shit?
Yeah, just waited. Had like
Just
one of those-
waited.
He had one of those jail calendars.
I like this child. I think I'll just wait till it gets older. You're like,
How
that's
you gonna
fucked
fuck-
up,
How you
dude.
gonna fuck somebody whose
That's
diaper
fucked.
you changed?
Who
dog?
you watch grow
You know
up.
what I mean?
There's photos too of
Wait,
her
what?
like
Hold on,
sitting.
hold on. Go
Oh,
back
that's
to that.
something
What
else.
did you just say?
That was his
Woody Allen.
stepdaughter, Woody Allen. You know who
Oh,
Woody Allen
fuck.
is?
Yeah, I
The-
thought we were supposed to talk about Dalia.
It was no, it was his ex-wife's. His ex-wife adopted her,
Right.
and then he started dating her. Like that's the
How
craziest
old was
revenge.
She, though, when they adopted her?
Yeah,
There's
must
like
have going
photos
in.
of him at a basketball game with her on his lap,
Wow.
and then there's photos of them like as a couple, fully grown, sitting beside him, like holding
Are they still
hands.
together?
Yeah. I've seen
they're still
them
together.
once.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
them once.
yeah. They're like,
Wow.
yeah. There's some shit there that's like, oh fuck.
Wow. Is
Yeah,
that- is
honestly,
Who
that-
bro,
knows? Like that girl is like,
honestly, bro. I know it sounds
illegal,
fucked up, but there's still
Is
some
that illegal?
countries.
Is that something-
There's
You would think.
countries still till today where they're like arranged marrying 13-year-olds,
bro, and to
Like,
their cousins,
and the man is like 47.
to their
And,
cousins,
and that shit's
sometimes.
been happening since.
still happening.
It's a normal thing over
Nah,
there.
there's
Fucking
niggas
wild.
So like
circumcised
we're
these
worried
boys.
about the we
They can't even
gotta.
have orgasms,
Yeah,
man.
your
Yeah,
neighbors
yeah.
probably think we're
It's
crazy
like,
too.
you
Eh?
think
They're
that's the
listening to
worst
us
thing now?
like.
There's a bitch in the desert right now with her.
Yo,
tongue
your
cut
neighbors
off,
probably
like-
think we're fucking nuts.
Yeah. No, you know what's crazy? I was out here because I sat here one day after we did the podcast
Yeah.
that like my internet cut out, so that
Yeah.
video's gone.
Yeah, that was shit, bro.
I just stayed there to
And
record
I
after.
fucking like got up for that, bro. I was mosh up. I was so hungover.
I was talking like to myself out here, just recording a solo podcast. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's how you look
That's
insane.
dedication,
Just
man.
ranting
That's
to
how you get those.
nobody.
That's how you get those $100 million Joe Rogan checks, brother.
You know what?
Bro, that's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, they're gonna organize his podcast on there.
Oh yeah.
So
oh,
like
yeah. Oh,
health
yeah.
and fitness will be under like a playlist,
Yeah,
and
so-
like comedians will be under a different one. Like
Is
that's
he-
gonna
but, like,
man
is,
next
is,
level
is
shit.
Spotify starting a whole like video like,
Oh,
I
most
bet
likely,
they're gonna
most likely. Why
go
not?
right into
They're
that
not- nobody
because
just
YouTube,
pauses.
bro, is like slowly crashing. Like Susan Wojcicki, whatever the fuck her name is, she's just running it into
why
the
like
ground.
they're not paying.
If
people
you like, no, the amount of censorship that they're doing. They're pushing people off the platform. They're just deplatforming people. Stefan Molyneux, who's a philosopher from, like, northern Quebec, he had, like, hundreds of hours of just, like, videos. He's been posting videos for the last, like, 10 years. Like, his life's work, it's what he makes his money off of. They just took it all away. No notice, nothing.
Why?
Because they thought he was building too big of a following that was, like, impacting political things.
Oh.
And they just deplatformed
I didn't even hear about that.
Yo, you won't.
That's
His
some
videos
fucked up
online,
shit.
like, you can watch this video on YouTube. Like, he got someone else to upload a video of him talking about what happened.
Fuck, man.
And it's fucked, dude. Like, he's like, my livelihood taken away, no notice, like, no warning, just everything deleted.
How big of a following did he have?
Well, like, over 1 million subscribers.
Yo,
He was featured in, like, documentaries, and he just, like, started this podcast himself, and he was just talking about philosophy and, like, raising his daughter.
Got somewhere
and, like,
they just took it away.
here's what they didn't like. He loved talking about race and IQ. He would not stop about race and IQ.
Really, yeah?
And YouTube was like,
Oh,
no,
yeah. Who's it?
not on
Have
here.
you read The Bell Curve by?
Yeah, that piece of shit fucking.
I don't know, man. I don't.
You know what I think IQ actually is I think it's language. Because when we say things, it registers deeper in our mind. And when you look at the way that different languages are, like here, for example, the only way to express love is the word love. I can say, I love this phone. I love you, man. It's the same word.
Yeah.
Some languages have like 7 different ways to love something.
So are you saying that the fact that Eskimos have 100 different words?
There's one culture.
As long
here's
as they're all
here's the
legal,
case.
we
Here's
good.
the case point though. Here's the case point though that I've never
Eskimos.
like talked about this before. Like, there's one culture that the way that they teach language is they teach language in direction. So every time you're saying something, you're also saying where you're going. So just naturally, because of that, because of the way that they speak, they're better with direction. They know where north is immediately. They know where west is immediately. And so their intelligence in that regard is heightened.
Sorry, what you said? They use directions?
They like use directions when they speak. So they'll be like, you'd be like, "What's up, man?" Like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "I'm here. I'm going north." Like, you're always telling them like where you're going. That's
What
just
the fuck
it's
are we
just like
talking
worked
about
into
right now?
language.
So let's say you're trying
It's
to
serious.
fuck.
It's
Let's
like
say
a
you're trying to
tribe.
fuck.
It's this
lost,
tribe,
man.
bro.
Like,
Okay,
What
wanna
happened
fuck
to this
you
guy?
down
Okay, yo.
Listen,
Whatever
it's
it
this
is,
tribe.
whatever it is, I hope Kanye West fix it when he's president, bro. I
Do you
hope
get
he
it?
addresses the
Do you
topic.
get what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
hold on though. Like I kind of want. No. So
Jesus
let's
Christ.
say,
Okay.
let's say you're saying like you're trying to tell.
Pick
like,
a language.
You know, like
just pick a
Urdu.
language.
So you said no. I want to talk about
That's
these
a
niggas that
language.
speak in directions.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say I don't know. You're trying to get some pussy or something.
Yeah.
Right? So like, hey, what do you say? Like, you always have to speak about that in directions. So
You
like,
always have to,
I
like,
want to fuck
end-
you facing south.
Yeah,
Like,
you always have
it's
to
like-
end. It's hard to explain, but it's this tribe that like always speaks in directions. Like just the way that there's a whole TED talk on it on YouTube. This lady this lady lived with them and like learned their language.
That's
and all
fucked
this
up,
shit.
man.
It's
I'd
crazy.
go crazy.
But it made me think.
But
it
yo,
made me think like that
Toronto
would.
talks like that too. Toronto says shit like top left, you know.
Shit.
Maybe it's slick. Maybe they're over there like, yeah, doc,
Yeah,
top
you
right.
watch the documentary. She's in
Man's like, where am I
Scarborough.
going? I'm home.
These Scarborough jungles are
You know, these guys over there like, yeah, nah, top
Popular
left.
with
And she's like,
directions in the
"Jeez,
end of their
they're speaking in
sentences."
directions.
But here's the thing: the
Only
IQ
speaking
test.
directions.
Who's the IQ
Dog.
test established by?
Jeez. It's
Europeans.
established but now it's
established
the
by
government
Europeans.
though. They
So their
they monitor
questions were naturally European questions, shit that Europeans would know because it's part of their culture. So when you have all these different cultures taking that
Yeah.
IQ test, it's not gonna. They'll get some of the questions because some of it's just common sense on an IQ
But
test.
see-
But there's some things that people are like, I
it.
wouldn't know that.
But common sense isn't always so common, bro. That's the problem with
See,
this
here's
world,
the
bro.
thing.
Like,
right? I think the problem.
That's
when
why
it
so
comes-
many
when
people
the
are
race and
dumb,
IQ
bro.
thing
You
is
try
kinda
to tell them
fucking
something,
weird.
they
But
don't
see,
know.
I don't know. I don't see. To me, like I don't feel like because the problem is with the whole issue of like IQ tests and race.
Yeah.
Is people say like it empowers white supremacy to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But like when you read the Bell Curve, I don't think Bill Murray is like I've heard him.
I
like,
don't think he was off.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
He
a
wasn't trying to
white
be malevolent.
supremacist,
He
right?
wasn't
Yeah.
trying to be
There is
malevolent.
actual. He just went
He just
through data,
thought.
laid it out.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
people, like most people who are like crazy, never read
Yeah.
the Bell Curve. They
Yeah.
just never read the book. Like
No.
if you actually
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to the man explain his science,
Well-
it's worth looking at because it allows you to be able to see like, okay, where do we
But
put
dude,
resources?
At
right?
the same
'Cause
time,
science is important. Sometimes science is uncomfortable.
even a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, man. Look in what world is like a broken? Oh yeah. No, it's not. No, hold on.
Giraffe pussy, nigga. You
I
are high as giraffe pussy.
to clarify that one for me.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
How?
Because if it's stuck on 6 p.m., it
It's
looks
6
like
p.m.
6
twice a day.
Twice a day.
6:15.
Wow, I missed that.
Damn, son.
Jesus Christ.
That good. That weed is good.
I need to, I just need to. I'm just gonna crash
Shout out
here,
friendly
man.
stranger just down the street.
Oh my
Friendly stranger.
How did that?
You smoke this shit, you
got
get
away
friendly
on
with strangers, nigga. In alleys and
He's gonna be
shit.
sitting in his car
Happy
just saying it
Pride
to himself.
Month, nigga. Happy Pride Month, motherfuckers.
Yes. Bless.
Yo, man's have been working,
Yo,
bro.
let me- So, yo, let me tell you guys, something happened to me, man. I want your opinion on this. So, you know, I was examining some fucking questions in this quarantine, dog. You know, like how much of an ally is too much of an ally, dog. Turns out I'm so much of an ally that, you know, I misgendered a heterosexual man the other day. It's true, man. I was like, okay. And I know because we're talking about like Pride Month and shit.
Because of the mask, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. Like, you know, see, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without getting canceled and shit.
Yeah,
The matter of fact is, okay, have you ever been to a party and like, you know, you're hanging out with a, you know, a gay dude or whatever, and sometimes you become overly nice that maybe you might send the wrong message, or he reads it in a certain way. You meet one of those like gay dudes that wants to seduce like a stranger.
He's a man.
He's like, you know what, I wanna see if I can turn this.
He's a guy. That's a thing. That's a thing.
And he says something to you, and then you give him a response, and he's
Pass
like,
me
I
one of
got him.
those
You know,
citronella
he's like, I got
candles
this guy, bro. This guy's in.
Yeah, man. So I was at a quarantine party not long ago.
It is what it is.
So fucking, you know, of course, 10 people maximum. We're not Gentiles. I wasn't out here like, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it was like a couple of my boys, these 2 girls and their roommate, right? And so, you know, I walk in, sanitize my hands, sanitize the hands of the people around me because I was doing everything I can to stop the spread. Although I'm partying in COVID, you know what I mean? So I had met the girls, but I never met the roommate, right? So, you know, the girls introduced me, Robbie, dude, Robbie. And from the moment he said, hi, dog, I ain't gonna lie, there was a hint of cock on his breath. I ain't gonna lie. Look, no, for real, I didn't put it there. I didn't put it there on YouTube, so don't cancel me.
Like.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this nigga sucked a dick before I can tell. You know what I'm saying? There was a list, there was everything, right? Sure. But what really got my gaydar going, I'm like, yo, how long have you been living with the girls? Because, you know, these girls are really good looking and shit. I'm like, yo, imagine being roommates with these two. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 dames. I'm like, yo.
Three's company.
There must have been at least some Me Too incident or an accidental groping by the refrigerator. At least. This guy is like, never, dog. I'm like, okay, so as you were, sis. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously more than meets the eye, you know? Yeah. But here's the problem, right? So through the night, he keeps like, you know, with smoking.
Wait, did he say as you were cis to you?
No, I did.
As you were cisgendered.
You know, no, as you were sister. You know what I mean? Like, I guess there's more than meets the eye, you know? So, like, this dude, though, so through the night, just keeps getting closer. So we having a good time, man, like, hanging out, da-da-da. Like, look, I'm not out here saying that I'm a catch and gays are going gaga for my boy.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when a motherfucker starts smacking your hand, like, so I would say something funny in the room, everybody would laugh, and this guy would just, like, smack me, like, 2 inches away from my dick, son, like, blah! Like, right in the middle, like, 2 inches away from my dick,
trying to see where
like,
it
right
is.
here, dude. I'm not saying that I'm a catch and shit, like, dog, I look like a Somali pirate with a semi-regular fitness routine, you know what I mean? But I know when a motherfucker tries to high-five your dick 5 times in a matter of 10 minutes, he trying to fuck. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I went to Catholic school. I know how this shit works. You can't high-five my dick. So I told him, I was like, yo, please.
Yo, who's high-fiving your dick, bro?
This dude. You didn't follow the story, bro? Like,
bro, this guy walked up to you and just went.
He's
no.
He's still thinking about the broken clock.
We're at a party, we're talking, da-da-da-da-da. And as we're talking, I would say something and
just
people would
grabs your
laugh.
dick.
And this guy would just, like, smack the middle of my thigh.
Jesus.
So I'm getting uncomfortable, right? I'm like, yo, what the fuck, right?
He's going in.
So
I know those
like,
ones,
you know, sometimes you do that. You know, you do that to bitches and shit when you're trying to get your point on, and then if you push it in your hand, now you know consent is not granted. You know?
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'll give you space.
No, but like, you know, there came a time I was like, yo, did I send him that message? Because I'm chilling with dude, right?
Yeah.
Was I too friendly? Maybe like did I? So I decided to tell him. I'm like, yo, listen, my brother. I don't know what you may think that this is, but I'm uncomfortable with you doing that. I'm sorry if I may have sent the message. Dude freaked the fuck out. He's like, oh my God, did you just call me gay? Did you just call me gay? Yo, the party halted to a stop.
Was he not gay?
No,
Did Did you call him gay though? Or did
Bro,
you just kindly point out
the kid was at least
the fact that he was grabbing?
Like, listen, I'm not,
what did you say to him, Robbie? How did you address the matter?
How did you
Yeah,
say?
because that seems like because he could have been like, hey,
very
bro,
big difference.
don't touch my leg. You know, he'd been like, all right,
I
but
love
you were
gay
like,
people.
yes,
Okay, no.
He's just bad at making friends.
Let me
He's a straight dude.
let me get this. Let me put this straight.
Yeah.
I love gay people. They're funny. They're neat.
How
They make
could you
for
not?
amazing.
But how did you
How could you
address
not?
the
But you know what?
situation
No,
at the time,
listen,
man?
I hate a closeted homosexual. I can't stand them
You're
pick
like,
up
come
a
on,
pick.
man.
No,
We
no,
love you.
Come on,
No,
man.
no.
We're
If
not
you're
even
gonna
there.
suck
I'm
a
just
dick,
asking you
put a
some
little-
questions.
Put a little pep in your step,
Hey.
okay?
You've got one
Get
life.
your chin up. Listen, bro, you're doing the Lord's work. What's with all this hide and go seek business? Get out there,
Hide and go
man. Suck
seek
dick
business.
with pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this guy freaked out on me, bro. Look, the
That's what
party-
you said to him,
Yeah, I was like,
You
yo, if you're gonna
You
suck a
said
dick,
so.
I'm like, yo, dad, put a little pep
You
in
were
your
like
step,
offered
dog.
to wingman him.
No, this guy, no, that's what
Yeah,
pissed me
what
off.
happened?
'cause-
What happened?
No,
What
because this dude freaked out. So
Yeah.
now the party stops. Music comes to a fucking halt. The
did
girls
he
get
say,
involved. He's like, why would you think I'm gay? What would make you think I'm gay?
He's doing that with his
He's
hand.
doing all this shit, bro.
He's
Like,
holding a martini.
this nigga, no. So now the girls get involved. They're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, did you just call him gay? Did you? I'm like, bet you live with this nigga. Like, you never. He's sucking dick on the kitchen floor every night. How big is your house? You never walked in on this
Yeah,
nigga. You never
yeah.
seen another
Nothing.
nigga going to the washroom
Never
like
walked
nothing.
in on gay
5
porn.
years, dog. This nigga ain't smashing in the
Wow.
house.
Yeah.
Dog, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off. I'm like, yo, like,
Yeah.
dude, it's
What
so
happened?
obvious. No, I got kicked out of the party, my nigga. So I got kicked out of the party. I got kicked
But
out
yo,
of the
you
party,
still
dog.
didn't answer the question, Robbie.
No.
How did you address the situation?
No,
What
no,
did you
no.
say?
I
want to know,
literally-
man.
the
I
way
want to know what
addressed-
he
no,
said.
I was very nice. I was like, yo, listen, my brother, please. You know, I can see, like, I'm uncomfortable with you. Like, dude,
Yeah.
it was getting out of hand. His hand is resting on my shit. Like, dog, I was on a date, my nigga.
Oh,
You
my
know what I'm saying?
God,
Like,
Robbie,
his
you
hand is
swing, bro.
resting, like, 2 inches from my dick.
Oh,
And I'm like, if I
man.
get a half feet, I'm going to be pissed. You know what I'm saying? If I happen to enjoy this, I'm going to punch you
You're
in the
trying to
face.
yell to your balls.
No,
Do
no, but
not
like, yo,
engage.
No. So I looked at him. I was like, yo, listen, my brother. Listen, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I send. And we've been drinking too a little bit at this time. I'm like, yo, listen. I don't know if I send the wrong message or like whatever it is. But I apologize. But it's not what you think. That's when he snapped. Oh my God, did you just call me gay?
Oh my
Did you just call
god.
me? Like, I'm like, yo, my nigga, like, dog. If you're gonna suck
Did
a
you
little
find
dick-
out though? Is he not? Is he?
Yeah, no, listen, dude.
Are you still
we all
speculating,
knew.
or was it
all,
confirmed?
No. All our friends know.
He just was in the closet.
He was just like, yeah.
Oh,
Pick up.
that
we'll
sucks.
That's why I told you. I love
Was
gay
it?
people.
Did you do it loud?
Huh?
Did you do it
Yeah,
loud?
yo, you definitely. If you got kicked
Bro,
out of
what
the
do you
party,
mean?
you
Like,
made a
the party
scene.
came to a halt. The girls got
Yeah,
involved.
that-
This
No,
is
no,
the-
but I mean,
Whole
like,
ass
did
scene.
you did you say to
I
him
didn't
loud,
say it
or
out.
did you do
He
it like a
snapped.
whisper? He snapped.
So yeah. So I talked to
okay.
him. I was like, yo, bro, I don't know why your hand is 2 inches away from my dick.
Yeah,
Get your hand
yeah.
away from my
Yeah,
PDG.
yeah,
Nigga, like, what
yeah.
the fuck is wrong with you?
So you outed him.
Yeah, no,
Well, he outed himself after
dog,
losing
no,
it,
but
but
this
like,
guy-
Yeah, but you say if
Nah.
it was reversed and it was a guy grabbing a girl and she was like, "Yo, stop touching me."
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
so that's a valid
So
point,
imagine
man.
a girl getting kicked out. Imagine
Yeah,
a girl getting
yeah,
kicked out of a
yeah.
party because she was being fondled and people got pissed. Like imagine that, dog.
that's some
That's
medieval time
brutal,
shit.
You know what I mean?
Send her to the
Send her
dungeon.
to the
Where
dungeons.
did this happen?
Dog, this was like early in COVID. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit ashamed.
Oh,
but
this
like I
guy's-
said,
God.
it was
Did you
10
get
people
tested?
maximum. It was 10 people maximum. We're not Gentiles. You know what I'm
This
saying?
guy's got
I
no
sanitize my
quarantine.
hands, sanitize the hands of the people around me because Roby Hollywood don't trust these hoes.
How long until
You know what I
like TELUS or one of these companies start doing like new plan, like add your 10 isolation buddies to the text plan?
I know.
Just take advantage of fucking a COVID rule.
That's crazy. Did you guys? How many of these Zoom shows did you guys do this COVID?
0.
Yeah, good on you. I did one.
Alright.
I did one.
I did
And,
one. Yeah, no, I did one podcast.
You know, who's dude that I always forget his name.
I did
Shout
one
out to this
podcast.
dude too. Like fucking, we talking like the dude who hosts quarantine comedy. What's his name again, buddy? Blonde hair.
Quarantine comedy.
Quarantine comedy. Yeah, it's on Instagram, man. I have the dude.
I can't remember his name, but I know who it is.
Is it Nick? Is it, I can't remember. Like, yeah, cool dude though. But like, yeah, man. Like, fucking, he's the only. I've only did his show once, and it's me telling jokes in the phone to him in his kitchen, and I'm like, and dude, it was shocking. It was shocking. I was like, never
can't
again.
do it.
I felt molested. You know when you
I didn't want to do it so much that I started making rap music.
You know what? I know. Let's talk about that. Let's talk
I
about
got
that.
10 songs
Your
now.
songs are not bad though.
Bro, I got 10 songs
They're-
out.
Yo, dog, listen.
They're just getting a little bit better, a little
Yo,
bit better.
I know you watched that. Have you watched that Lil Dicky fucking show on Lil Dicky has
I haven't
show.
watched it yet.
It's fucking brilliant. You have to see
What's
it.
it called?
Lil Dicky is a funny motherfucker.
Calls Dave. Isn't it just called
yeah,
Dave?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude.
It's
That
fucking
actually,
good, dude.
it's funny that you bring him up because he's what inspired me to just kind of start doing it in the lockdown.
Of course.
Because
You can see
before he wrote that show,
Yeah.
well, I guess he had already done the show and they had already won a bunch of awards. He made this big like text post on his Instagram being like, I didn't know how to write a fucking TV show, but I just like downloaded a template, like figured it out and wrote it. Everyone thought like, no, you're not gonna be able to do this. Like, stick to rap, keep making music, like you're good at that. And he's like, but I was bad at this thing, so I wanted to try it. And then turns out I can make like, wow, I can do this too.
The show is fucking
So I was like, why don't I try
hilarious.
rap? Why don't I just try writing something to a free instrumental online? And what fuck? Who
See where
cares?
the fuck he goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, I'm looking forward to rolling spliffs off your mixtape.
Fuck yeah.
I look forward to it.
I'll
Yeah,
include
bro,
it
you
with
should
the
kill
mixtape.
that
You know what I
shit,
mean?
man.
I'll get the.
Yeah,
I'll
just
get the like Cheech and Chong that album.
The cover should be your actual mixtape, and somebody's using it as bench.
Like an album.
Yeah, no, yeah, like the actual album.
Oh,
Somebody
cover
Cover
using
of the
it
album
as
is
bench.
the album cover.
Yeah,
Someone using it
cutting
as
weed
bench.
on your album.
Yeah,
And it's still in the rapper.
Sitting there
You know what I
cutting.
mean? Like cutting weed on the
yeah,
album.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Fucking yeah, that's brilliant.
That'd
Oh,
be
man.
funny.
I really should. I should start a marketing agency.
You
That's
should direct artwork.
You know what I mean? Straight up.
All right,
straight
here's
up.
my idea.
You know.
And then unless you could draw that shit
I
out
just
yourself.
walk in. I like imagine you become such a god out of you just walk into the office at noon. You work between noon and 12:13, and you just walk in.
You're like,
Yeah.
call Johnny. I have a new
Call
idea for his
Johnny.
album.
Yeah. Where are my moist towelettes?
Yo, that
Where
used
are
to
my
be like.
moist towelettes?
This is what scares me is because like I feel like this COVID thing was like the great awakening in a way, like kind of
Yeah,
like
it was,
snapped
but it
us out
wasn't,
of a
man.
deep sleep because we were just like go,
Yeah, exactly.
go,
I just
right?
feel like we just needed a break from the fucking
But-
routine, man.
If you look back on every other like Rome or ancient Greece or any of these places that like went to extreme wealth and comfort and then just crashed, that's what crashed them. Is because instead of like constantly working and bettering themselves, they ended up in like silk robes. They were just talking about ideals all day. Let's create democracy.
Yeah,
like they're
yeah,
just,
yeah.
you know,
they just became
they had
next level,
so much
bro. They
freedom
became next level.
that it destroyed them.
See, that's the level Kanye is on,
and
bro.
that is what
That's the
exactly.
threat.
You know what? And you know
That's-
what?
that's the
And
threat
this is
now.
exactly what's happening to us. Do you know what this
Yeah.
pandemic is? This is God punishing us for Hot Girl Summer. This is, it.
Yeah.
This is God punishing.
This
Bro,
is for you,
all
Drake.
these whores that were
great bit.
twerking on top of moving vehicles while smoking cigarillos
Yeah.
all the way to the
That
filter tip.
Toronto Raptors
You are the
parade.
reason why Carrie Banner is canceled. You know what I mean?
That Toronto Raptors
Yeah.
parade probably had a lot to do
Yeah.
with
So
it.
many people got cheesed when
All the,
Banner got
you guys
canceled.
remember the cucumber challenge? Remember the cucumber challenge? These bitches that were deep
Oh,
throating
yeah,
cucumbers?
I had a bit about
Dog,
that.
how could the Lord not shut this down?
Bro, I had a
how
bit-
could
I
the
had a
Lord
bit
not
about
stop
that.
this?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
I did a
that's
bit about that
ridiculous.
in my first set ever, bro. And
What, the cucumber challenge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was in the summer,
it
though.
didn't
That was-
land, bro.
No, that was in the summer, bro. Like
Nah, that wasn't recent, bro. That was from time.
No. The cucumber challenge
Yeah,
was
that happened last summer.
It was in
Who
Hot Girl
knows?
Summer. Hot Girl
Yeah,
Summer,
that was
yeah.
last summer.
Yeah,
It's
but
a year
it was-
later, dog.
Yeah, and now these are the chickens that
Yo,
come home
yo,
to
I
News,
did
no
those-
Olympics. They
I-
canceled the
Nah,
Olympics.
I did
Yeah.
that at Yucks. I did
Dude.
a bit about that, and it just didn't land,
Dude.
bro.
Yeah, we had single mom spring in the middle of a pandemic. Can you imagine? This is because Hot Girl Summer was followed by Pregnant Girl Winter and Single Mom.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Single
That is a
mom
fact.
spring.
Single Mom Spring.
These
my
need
nigga.
to be on T-shirts.
Dog,
Statistics.
it was
You
Single
can
Mom
sell
Spring.
3 lines.
Yeah.
Single mom spring.
Dog, these hoes can take their
What was the
babies.
second one?
No. Hot Girl Summer was followed by Pregnant Girl Winter.
Pregnant
Yeah,
girl
and
winter.
then
and Single Mom Spring, my nigga.
Pregnant with winter.
Pregnant Girl Winter and Single Mom Spring, dog, because most of these baby daddies were in quarantine.
Yeah,
Dog, like, I can't come see this nigga, bitch.
what do
You
you
on your
want?
own. You know how hard it was? Like, you
There
know
was
how-
probably a lot of that.
Dude,
It's
I
probably
was-
a
Bro,
lot of that.
a lot of marriages, bro. Oh man, yeah, marriages are falling apart. That's all
I
I'm
bet a
gonna
lot
say
of
about
you
that.
imagine the celebrities that are like fucking busy, like they're together but they're busy all the time, so they
Right.
see each other maybe like once every
Every
week,
week.
Nah,
once a
dude,
week maybe.
couples that
Yeah.
are like,
Now they're
bro,
stuck together.
a
They're
lot
like,
of
oh,
couples-
I don't like
a lot
you.
of
I don't know this
couples-
person.
A lot of couples that I know, what's happened is they were supposed to get married, and then they couldn't get married, and then they ended up divorcing.
But they're not divorcing them. They're not engaged. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
like
mean? That
this-
bitch was
yeah,
going to go
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Sell
yeah,
it.
That bitch, that was a
Sell that
72
ring.
that was a
Yeah,
72-hour
but
fucking
still,
thing.
bro,
I pay my
still.
serve
Bitch,
back
you
with
better
the ring.
sell that ring. Listen.
Dog,
do something.
no, bro. At
Lock
the
it.
end of the day, bro, that's what it is, man. I'm like, it's crazy, man. Cause like, yo, I would go crazy if I was still my ex and quarantine happened, yo, I'd have dumped her in like 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
They risked it.
I would have dumped her in 3 days.
It was a little different for me. I not
First day would have hit.
I not only was
next
home
day
all
had
the time
no
with my
cereal,
girl, but we
third
also
day
had a
dumped
baby.
her ass.
So
Yeah.
that was a life-saving thing because we were just
Yeah,
too
yeah,
busy.
yeah.
Everything was
And
such a
that's
novelty.
honestly like this is like the best time for you
To
to
have
be
a child.
right there.
Oh my God.
You know what
This
I mean? Like
was-
it's
this was good.
fucking, yeah, it was
this was
great
good.
timing.
It worked out.
Like,
It was great timing.
that kid is gonna be. My dad was around all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
What are you talking? What are you
he
talking
never
about?
left the
You
house.
don't have a
No, I'm
dad?
saying that should be for everyone. Like the first 5 years is
Yeah.
like should be as much like
But see, it
contact
doesn't
with
work
that
like
baby
that in the
as
world,
well.
man.
Dog,
Some
I'm
babies
try-
are born
Because those
into
5 years
hell,
is
bro.
foundation for the rest of their life.
That's what COVID was good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Fucking
become a touring.
crazy.
I'm
Dog.
trying to become a
I,
touring
mean,
comic.
I
within
like
the next
COVID,
year and a
man. I
half.
needed COVID, bro. Honestly,
I'll
bro.
leave later when it's
Thursdays,
fine.
son. Thursdays
Bro.
between noon and
Raise
Bro.
him, raise him to get his own scholarship
Noon
for
and
college,
two,
and then just go tour.
Bro, I needed COVID, man. I needed a break from life, bro. I
Yeah.
needed that shit. I was going too
You
fast.
got a
in so
little
many
fat at the
places, bro.
beginning
This
too,
guy almost
nigga.
got
This guy.
Yeah,
This
bro.
guy-
I
this guy was
fucking,
thick.
bro.
He was a thick
Yeah,
one.
bro. I was
Yeah, do you need the
eating.
battery
I was
anymore?
drinking. I was smoking. I'm like, yeah,
might be able to
bro.
plug
Like,
it
I'm
into
just
the lights
living
above us.
till I go back to work.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, but then I realized I wasn't going back to work anytime soon. I'm like, oh shit.
You wanna plug it
What's
into
happening? Your
the-
phone dead?
Oh, okay.
This man with his fucking lights. What happened to the light?
We should have gotten these lights earlier, dog. Look at me, dog. Like honestly, you can't see me, nigga. Like the name is Midnight, son. Like this is look at this. Look at this. I look like under the bed. You know what I'm saying? You know what? By the way, if this summer 2020 we learn anything, if after COVID, bitch, you still fucking niggas without an under the bed. You know that don't got an under the bed. Like there is no under the bed, bitch. Like no.
Under
Move
the
on.
what?
Under the bed, dog. The mattress
Yo,
is just right on the floor.
Robbie,
Even
right
just like
there.
you need a bed. If
Mine's
you
on
don't
the
got
floor,
an under
dude.
the bed,
Mine's on the floor,
you ain't
dude.
shit. You ain't shit,
Yo,
John.
My bedroom is a
Honestly,
studio.
though-
I just
Yo,
set that
honestly
shit up.
though, yo, the bed
Nah.
with no bottom is the best to smash on. Because there's no noise, there's no,
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
a straight,
no,
like
no,
it's
no.
just balanced
That
with
is true,
earth.
though. That is
Straight ground.
Me and my girl, like, we
Put in work
I
on
got
those
this,
ones,
like,
dog.
massive
When you
fucking
got
case.
the bed that's raised, it's like
no, we broke it. Yeah, no, we
It's
broke the bed
It's
from
the
fucking.
worst.
We broke the
can't be
bed.
doing that shit.
Yeah,
But
Whoever
yo,
thought
you
that,
don't
like-
got it under the bed.
Like it's so weird that like water beds were like a hot thing like in the whatever 80s and 90s.
Bro,
when those came out.
this was
Can
the
you
AIDS.
imagine?
This
That
was
is
the
the
AIDS. This was the AIDS
craziest
era,
thing.
bro. People, look, you have to understand.
Dude, my
This was-
parents bought me one of those. I remember when I was a kid, they bought me a waterbed. For whatever reason, I wanted a waterbed. I was probably like 7. I woke up in the fucking water, dude. It popped, and I just woke up floating in water. How many
kids-
times have that
How
happened? I
many
wonder.
kids do you think drowned in their own water?
Oh yeah, in their
Honestly,
own waterbed.
You know what I'm saying? It's like those little motherfuckers that fall in the tiger cage. You know what I'm saying? You're a toilet baby to begin with. You know
You
what
were
I mean?
going to die either from that
You
or
were-
in your waterbed.
Dog, you know?
Most likely.
Speaking of babies, though, man, like, you know, I was.
yeah, how's your baby?
Dog, baby's good, dog. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
me and my lady had to decide if there was a strong debate deciding if the baby was going to solely have my last name
Oh, yeah.
or if we're going to have a hyphen last name. Right? Honestly, bro, personally for me, dog, call me old-fashioned, but I think a baby should be only named after his father. It's true. Like, and like
I mean,
people
you're
get
speaking to the wrong
no, but
person. I'd
people
be like,
people
yeah.
no people
Yo,
get pissed.
yeah, man, you don't want a little baby
Yeah.
Hollywood running around?
I don't know, though, but
his last name got to be
No, but see,
Hollywood.
I get that. I get that, and like I do want, like, part of me wants that, but at the same time, like my girlfriend's last name, I'm like, God, it's kind of cool.
No, but see, here's
It's
the
kind of
thing.
cool last
Let me
name.
ask you a question.
De Leon.
Let me ask you a question,
Oh, that's
Johnny.
pretty tight.
Johnny,
De Leon.
Yo,
I'm like,
you could
sounds
come
like a
in-
Spanish
bro, you just come in
conquistador.
with a
Like,
suit and like be like, De Leon.
yeah. I'm like, imagine if I had my kid at
Johnny
De Leon
Roger
as his
De
last
Leon.
name. That sounds so much
Johnny
cooler than
Rogers De Leon.
Rogerson.
Johnny, let me ask you a question.
Rogerson is like a Scottish
Your
fucking
last name-
goat farmer.
Your last name would sound like a fucking like a franchise or like an institute. They were like, what is it? It would be like Rogerson.
Rogerson De Leon.
You definitely lost.
That sounds like a company you should invest in.
Yeah,
that sounds like a
yeah.
company
Nah, it
you should
sounds
put
like
A
some money
company you
into.
should invest in.
It sounds
Yeah,
like a
bro, like,
motherfucker who lost
Like, put your money in
ancestors.
Rogerson.
That sounds like somebody who
1913.
lost an
You know
argument.
what I mean?
Yeah,
No, but like,
bro,
look, here's
that's
the thing.
a
Let me ask you a
cool
question.
last
Let me ask you a
name.
question.
Yeah.
Here is how I reconcile that argument.
Okay.
Okay.
For those of you
Right.
listening out there,
So,
I don't even know if this camera's
if
still on,
you
but
put-
we'll pretend it is.
If you
Yeah.
put
What up,
if
this
you put a
camera?
toonie inside a vending machine
Uh-huh.
and the vending machine gives you a Coca-Cola, whose Coca-Cola is it really? I mean, I never had a vending machine ask me for a sip, nigga. Why? You know what I mean? Like, so to me, that's how I reconcile that argument, son. That's my Coca-Cola, nigga. It's gonna be named
It's not
after me, nigga.
even nearly the same thing.
That's,
But I appreciate the effort.
Dude.
Trying to
Listen,
minimize
Wilder.
childbirth. carrying your child for 9 months, feeding
How
it,
long does that vending machine carry
eating
that?
for 2, getting fat as
that
fuck.
vending machine has to process electricity, keep that Coca-Cola cold. If the vending machine gives me a warm Coca-Cola, I'm punching the vending machine in the face.
But you don't own
You know
the
what I'm
vending
saying?
machine. You know what I mean?
I don't own my girl either, nigga. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I made my point. Patriarchy vanquishes again.
Dog,
You know what I
honestly,
mean?
bro, I'm happy for you that you're a pops, man.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, I'm so happy I didn't have a kid with my ex, bro.
Yeah, the kid's gonna be
I'm
hilarious.
so happy I did not have a youth with my ex-girl, dog. Like, that ended
Were
horribly.
you close? Like, were you talking about it or something?
Yo, we were like, she was trying, man. Like, bro, this,
my
you know, like,
God.
it was very, 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 very close. Like, I just had to jump out of that, bro. I'm not gonna lie, she got an abortion still.
Oh.
I can't even lie about that.
I need, like,
that was some
Where's-
real shit. Huh?
We need to add in sound effects.
know,
God damn it,
Yo,
Patty.
man.
Yeah, we miss
Honestly,
producer
man,
Pat,
I
too.
hate to say this, but that kid, his parents would not have been together, fam. Like, that kid, and like, no, and
no
if she
worse.
raised him, bro, God knows where that youth will go, bro. Like, you know, that youth's gonna.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm
not a
I'm
good
One of
thankful.
these kids
man.
ripping down the street 150 kilometers an hour in a Mercedes.
No,
you see that
honestly,
shit?
to me, one thing that I'm thankful about is the timing when I had a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
Because
man.
I'll tell, and also the women that I had a child with. That is, you
Yeah.
definitely want.
Yeah, you guys
You
were.
don't want a
See,
terrible baby
the
mama
issue.
for
Yeah,
life.
that's
No,
the issue.
no.
No, that
You
shit
had a
will,
good-
like,
you
you know
have
what I'm
a good
saying? It's
girl,
not like we
man.
don't
Your
have our
girl's dope.
issues. We have
Yeah.
our issues, whatever it is,
Sure.
but it's fucking, you know, I love it to fucking death.
part of
You know
it,
what I mean?
yeah,
You could have, there was niggas who had kids with bitches they met that night. You know what I'm saying? And she
Yeah,
decided
that's-
to keep it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She probably like laid there and turkey bested you.
She's like, yeah.
And now you gotta pay for this little nigga
she's
for
like,
18
why
years.
not?
Nigga. There's niggas with turkey bested babies.
I remember. I remember like the craziest one. It was like a buddy of mine. He was saying like his brother's friend that was in a bad relationship, and she wanted him to stay and like have a kid with him, and he wanted to go. He was planning on breaking up with her, and she like goaded him into sex.
Yeah.
She poked holes in his condom,
Oh.
dude.
That's criminal.
She put it
That is
on.
criminal.
No,
But let me ask you a question.
that's
Okay.
on
Bro,
him because
that's-
he
Let me
should
ask
be he should be pulling out,
crazy.
bro.
Let me ask you
Real
guys a
talk, he should be
question.
pulling
That's
out.
crazy.
That's on him.
And let me ask you guys a question. Would you rather have a condom poke baby or a toilet baby?
Toilet. Baby?
What's it?
You guys-
The girl you banged in the
toilet
washroom
baby-
type
no,
of
no,
thing.
no, no, no.
Toilet.
A
Baby.
toilet baby is. I don't know if you guys ever seen this show. There's a show on TLC called "I Did Not Know I Was Pregnant."
What?
It's a beautiful insight into the
Oh, when
lives
the
of
baby
white
comes
women.
out of the toilet.
I don't know. No, the baby, no.
It's the
Dog.
National Geographic of
Dog,
white women.
It's a beautiful
I don't
insight
believe that's
into
real,
the lives
man.
of
I
white
have to-
women.
I have to
Okay,
fact check
okay.
that
It's
one, bro.
always some hillbilly chick named Luann.
Okay.
Right?
Oh my
This
Okay.
bitch is talking about like, I was passing stool inside my local neighborhood
No,
Chevron.
man. No, man. It doesn't work
When
like
I
that. The
get
baby
home
doesn't just come out of the
sleep,
toilet, man.
Here comes baby Tyler.
That's some Catholic
You
education.
know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Dog, to me, as far as I'm
Christ.
concerned, that baby is a ward of the gas station
Dog,
company.
to answer
Like,
your
you know what I'm
question, I'll
saying?
take
Like,
the
Petro
condom
Canada is your
poke,
daddy,
bro.
little nigga. Don't come close to me.
Hey, Robbie, to answer
Huh?
your question, I'll take the condom fucking poke
Yeah.
hole.
Imagine, no, but like, yo,
At
there's
least you
plenty.
know
Yo,
who
it's a
you're
real
dealing
thing,
with.
though. There is
Nah,
women that go
man.
through a whole pregnancy. I'm like,
But
dog,
they don't
go
know.
to
What
take
do you
a
mean
shit at
they
the
don't
gas
know?
station.
Yo,
Boom.
that's
No,
crazy.
man. They just don't
Those
know.
women that fakes. Remember that chick that faked a pregnancy to get Justin Bieber to talk to her? She said
Bro.
that she was like, yeah, he hooked up with me and he forced himself upon me in this like bathroom stall,
Oh, yeah.
and then the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Imagine
he did
that-
like a DNA
Bro,
test. He
I
was like, "All
watched,
right, here you
bro.
go."
I used to work down in Yorkville. Just to add to that point, I used to work in Yorkville, and Justin Bieber was at the Hazelton scene, and I was working by there, and this guy spat off the balcony to some girl's mouth.
Yo,
Really?
there's
She fucking
photos of
loved
that
it.
shit.
Fucking
dude.
There is photos of that shit,
There's
bro.
photos of him
Yeah.
spitting off
Dog,
of the balcony.
and this girl
I've
caught
covered
it.
it on
Yo,
like,
this girl
news
caught
shit
it like
yeah.
a champion. She was like,
There's no photos of that though. There's no photos of that. It's just him. It's just Justin Bieber
Dog,
spits on
I was
things.
there, and honestly, it
That's
happened
all
so
it is.
fast, and like you didn't notice it
The
because
only-
people just
What
went
if-
nuts when it
What if the
happened.
bitch did that
People
and
were
like she
like,
opened
yeah.
her mouth and then she just pulled out a Ziploc bag and caught the spit and sold it for $60,000?
Nah, man, nobody's doing
and
that.
just
bro.
That's
leveled up
smart.
and invested in the real estate and became the next Jeff
Nobody's
Bezos.
doing that.
And
bro.
then now you have Justin Bieber acting like his Ray J
What
and shit.
time is it?
You're like,
Yeah,
yo,
it's probably like midnight.
Have we done
bro.
like 2 hours? What
No,
is
we
this?
haven't.
No, we're at an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Oh, maybe no, almost 2. What the fuck? When did we start? It's 9:30.
Oh shit.
Yeah, when did we start?
Yeah, we should wrap
time
this.
flies
soon.
by when you have.
We can't even see ourselves on the screens anymore. I don't know. God knows what this camera looks like.
Yeah.
At least we'll have the audio. The audio.
Yo, honestly, man, like I'm happy where
This is
we
great.
bucked back up. I fucking missed
Fucking
you
A.
guys. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we gotta talk about this Kanye situation, man. I gotta
Is he?
toss that in the
I'm not
mix.
even looking
Toss
into
that
it.
in
Is
the
this
mix.
actually a real thing? Is he?
So this is what I heard.
gonna-
It is a real thing, but this is what I heard. This is like the under the rumors. They're saying that like that's a good way to get votes away from Biden. Like he's still not gonna
He's
win.
stealing the black vote
Yeah,
from Biden.
he's still not gonna win.
Who is voting for Kanye West?
He's
in
stealing
there?
the black
What do you
vote
mean?
from
Yo, you know when
Biden.
people are gonna vote for Kanye West, bro? People go to church where Kanye West is the host, and they
He
do
started
these,
his own
and they
church.
do these massive like
Nah,
cult-like
give me 4
dance.
more years of Trump, nigga. I
Bro,
don't give a
look
fuck.
it up.
Bro.
Everybody, you guys
Kanye-
all know what I'm talking about. Yo, this guy hosts a whole church service, and it's like a big,
Yeah, but
massive
those
thing.
are his rich friends.
All
that show
those
up.
guys, and
They're from
bro,
fucking-
all
try to
those
go, try to
guys,
get tickets
their
to
friends and
fucking
their
Sunday
friends and their
service
friends and
as
their
a
friends
voter.
Yeah,
are
yeah,
voting
yeah.
for him.
You think it's
That's
getting
the
Gary
answer to
from
that
fucking
question.
Indiana
It's the
to
whole Fire
swing
Festival
Nah,
thing.
man.
It's the whole Fire Festival thing. It's like, look how cool
Bro,
this place
more
is,
people-
and then people follow it.
What are you talking
That
about?
it's
People
out
are
of
gonna
their-
vote
it's
for
out of their
Kanye.
imagination.
I would vote for Kanye. What would they fucking
Everyone
Why not,
thinks-
bro?
You know what?
Everyone
If
thinks
He's better than
everything's
he's
fucked
better than
anyways.
both
vote
fucking
for
options.
Kanye,
If you really look at
you
the
deserve
stats.
whatever honor
He's
that
got
shit
the-
Nah,
that will
man.
happen to you.
Nah,
I
man.
Are
guarantee
you
you
voting for Kanye West?
Nah,
You're
man.
Kanye
Bro,
in
honestly, it's
office?
better than
The
voting for
fucking
both, bro.
degenerate.
It's better than voting for
Fucking
both, man.
ridiculous amount of pills.
Nah,
Let me
man.
tell you what I don't like about this thing, okay?
Nah,
His
bro.
albums weren't selling. He started selling you Jesus. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
You're actually worse than Trump. Go fuck yourself. What do you know?
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
dog,
yeah,
the
yeah.
guy wants attention. Nobody has. He hasn't released music. He's been
Yeah.
into COVID. He can't stand his stupid fucking wife and her fake tits.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
like, I need to get out of the house. How can I do
He went
this?
to walk in
Dog.
Chicago.
Yo.
He went to
That's it.
Chicago
You know
and
Dog.
he walked in
You
the
know what he's
streets.
gonna do? He's
I
just
just,
gonna
bro, I
organize
just
rallies
want
and
to
just do
fucking, I just
Sunday
want the man
service.
to win because his fucking, the first lady's on Pornhub, bro. What do you mean? The full video.
I guess it's the new way of
full,
life now,
and
right?
from
Bro,
way
if you don't
back.
get whores,
Weird
And
lady,
yo,
nobody
guys,
cares.
you gotta
The
understand that
videography.
video happened when man's were in like fucking high school, fucking college, bro.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even
This
go
is
to
a
college.
Twilight
You know?
Zone episode.
This is idiocracy.
It's literally a Twilight Zone.
The guy that
episode.
writes the Black Mirror episode
Could
said
not have came up with
he's
this.
like, I'm not doing another season. He's like, every reality is crazier than anything I can
Yeah,
write.
yeah.
He's like, we're done here.
shutting this down.
Put in 5 great seasons.
When that guy loses, bro.
Yeah. It's like it's over. It's
Yo,
over,
you
guys.
know what's crazy though? You know what show I've been watching that you guys should fucking take in? The Man in the High Castle. Have you guys seen that shit? Like, dude, okay, so it's this show about like an
It's like what if
alternative-
Germany won?
No, yeah, an alternative reality where
Yeah.
the Nazis won
Yeah.
World War II
And like China owns like
No,
half. They
no,
own
the
like San
Japanese,
Francisco.
yeah.
And like
It's
yeah.
a fucking brilliant show, man. That's
Yeah.
the only thing. Like, you know, when people used to think about like the
I gave it
people
a
that wrote
shot. I was like, I can't do this.
No,
But it was the
it's
same thing too,
fucking
like
good.
Nazi Hunter or something.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
Yeah.
what, the Al Pacino one.
I'm like, I have grandparents that were around when that shit was happening. Like I know already. Like it feels like
Your
it feels
grandparents
like
are Irish.
it
you
feels
Yo,
like
I seen,
no,
remember
no,
Bill
but I'm
Burr's
saying
bit
like
that he did
here's
about
why
Hitler?
they're doing those things is because they're like don't forget. But at the same time, there's like
Yo, but
all this
yo.
other crazy other shit happening too that they could be making shit about.
Just
Why
to,
make
like, just to
another
add to
Nazi
that.
documentary? How
Yo,
many of those do we have?
Just to add to that, bro, they keep making these Nazi documentaries. Yo, Bill Burr talked about this. He goes, bro, like what about Hitler killed what, like 60 million people?
Yeah.
Stalin killed way more than him. I don't even talk about that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. They don't even like, bro.
Dude,
we
King
know they
Leopold
exist.
of Belgium.
He owns
And,
like
like,
6%
and
of the
they
Chinese
only do the
population as
Nazi
Genghis
one,
Khan
bro.
DNA.
Oh yeah. This nigga is just fucking.
He
This is
just raped and
you know,
pillaged
like,
everything.
He was not into it for
Like,
the power.
literally.
He was into it
Bro,
for the
he
with
pussy.
his
took
dick
over
every
everything.
day.
Khan
He was
was
the
in
most
it for the pussy.
murderous. There's no big like shows about
Nothing.
like what if Genghis
Yeah, there is.
Khan
There,
lived
yeah,
for
there is.
1,000
Have you ever
years.
seen a? There is a no. There is a show.
Okay,
on
but how
Netflix.
many Nazi
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
have you
it's
seen
called-
that they're in your face?
Yeah.
That you just turn TV and then it's like
Yeah, I mean,
Hitler's
it's
still alive. He's in
feels
fucking
like-
Cuba.
Feels like programming.
This
No,
guy's
there's-
like he's
there's
in
this
Cuba
many-
with Pac and they're
No,
scrapping.
I feel like that is a disingenuous
It feels like
argument.
white people bad.
No,
White
no, no.
people bad.
It's
White
a,
people
it's a
bad.
disingenuous argument because here's the thing, right? Like there is not too much new shit that comes out. It's just different takes on the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people would take like look. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
man,
there's
beer
no
new shit comes out. What do you
Like I
mean?
walked out
Like
of
what? Like
Inglorious
what?
Bastards. Like I walked out of it because I was like, I feel like I'm like 10 minutes into this movie and I
Inglourious
feel like I've
Basterds?
already seen it.
Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I've already watched this.
You've watched the whole movie though.
No, it was a good,
I watched it later
No,
because
you know
somebody
what,
was like,
have
it's
you watched
good,
the
but I
whole movie?
still was like,
Dude, it was a fictional story.
I know, dude, but like the way
That's
they
pretty
sold
cool,
it.
man. Like,
Here's
yo,
the
the bitch
thing,
set
though.
the
I
fucking
ruined
thing
it.
on
I ruined
fire
it
and
for
shit.
myself because like
That was a cool movie.
I watched the trailer in advance and it was like all Nazi killing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's gonna be
Yeah, you know
a
what?
sick
This
movie.
guy's
Some
sick
Russians were
on his
Nazis.
head.
I'm against this. Don't remind me of my heritage.
And then the whole thing was just
Yeah.
like meh.
Yeah, dude, no, I like that movie. I like Quentin Tarantino's shit, man. He's a
I do
he's
like a
good
lot
with
of
it.
his stuff.
Yeah, I like Django was a good fucking movie
Somebody,
too,
what
man.
did they say? Quentin Tarantino movies are like if
Oh, they
you
got the
recorded it
Tyson
all on an
movie coming out,
iPhone.
eh?
Huh?
Fucking the Tyson movie's
Oh,
coming out with Jamie
yeah.
Foxx.
Oh yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about Django. Jamie's
because
been
Jamie
killing
Foxx
it.
does a great Mike Tyson too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
He
gonna
does,
be great,
bro.
and he's gonna get
He
jacked.
nails it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
bro, he's
He's got
probably
it.
already jacked.
Yo,
He's already
Tyson's
pretty jacked.
back. Like what?
Yeah,
the fuck?
bro, yo, Tyson
don't-
can knock somebody the fuck out.
He's
Bro.
sparring, bro. Who is he gonna like?
He's
he,
throwing
if he
bombs.
fights a Holyfield, I want to see that. He's just
Brother,
two old people. Just
Tyson is
fucking-
legit throwing bombs, bro. Like, even Rogan was like, dude, the guy's a fucking tank.
I don't know, fam. Do you see him
Eminem
fighting?
told him to. Like, yeah, you should do it.
Do you see?
Oh, bro,
Yeah,
the
but do
cameo
you
he
see him
made in
fighting
M's
like a
video was pretty
Tyson
cool.
Fury?
Huh?
Like, do you see him fighting a Tyson Fury? Who
No.
would you put your money on?
No, why would he ever fight a
I-
Tyson Fury? That's not even a real
Yeah.
fucking thing, man.
Yeah,
Like, yo, they
I
have
would
WWE
love to see him
has the
box
Undertaker
like
come
Randy
out.
Couture.
Hold on, man. WWE has the Undertaker come out over 50 years old.
Undertaker.
Fucking coming out like
like
walking
Evander,
into the
like
ring,
another
like,
Evander
Vince
Holyfield.
McMahon needs to get into contact with whoever is, I guess, Mike Tyson.
No, Tyson will eat him. No, you need somebody at least who has boxing skills. I would love to see another Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking fight.
Yo,
for the
yeah, remember that
judges.
commercial? He
Yo,
went and gave him back his
he
fucking.
lit.
he
What
gave him back his ear.
what about Tyson Mayweather?
That would be a dumb fucking.
Yo.
Bro,
That would be a
Tyson-
circus show,
Come
but
on,
you'd
like,
make a
yeah.
lot
Dude,
of fucking
Mayweather
money.
would
But
just
again-
dance.
but
You'd
then
make a
again, we
lot
did
of
see-
respect,
Then again,
too.
we did see Mayweather McGregor, so it's not that far from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that far from.
And
reality.
Tyson's like he hasn't
At
done
least
it in so
Tyson-
many years. Like,
Yeah, but at least Tyson will give him a run for his money for sure. Like,
oh yeah,
one
he
good-
dropped some bombs on
Nah,
him.
man, you
But
can't.
like that would
fucking-
prove that would if Mayweather could pull that off, that would prove undeniably
No, but
that
you
he's
know,
the greatest
you know
defensive.
Tyson will eat Mayweather, right? Like you know the for sure, guaranteed.
But that's
he's
the,
like-
but that's the thing with Mayweather. Everybody's
he
punch
has
can
such
knock
a
him out.
strong
You just
defense.
can't hit him.
Like if
Yeah.
he can tire
can't hit
Tyson
him.
out and you can't hit him,
Bro,
if he beat
McGregor's
Tyson, that
punches
would
have
prove
easily knocked out
undeniably the
fucking buddy.
best defense in
No,
boxing
Tyson
history.
would need to knock him out. Point
Yeah,
for point, no.
yeah,
There
he
is
would
no
have
way.
to, yeah.
You would have to
And
knock
Tyson
him out.
won't last
Yeah.
more than 3 rounds with fucking Mayweather, man. Are you crazy? Tyson's not going 12 rounds. Yo, that guy's not gonna make 5 rounds.
He barely
He's
works
not.
out.
No,
He
it has to
barely
be. It
works
has
out.
to be a Holyfield.
He's not.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
One of
You need a
those,
fight
like,
where
yeah,
both
yeah, it has
sides
to
are
be
got a
somebody
little
like-
You're gonna have
tank
to
left,
get
bro.
both mouth guards and ear protectors.
You can't have a full
Just to
tank
be
and an
on-
empty
what
tank.
if you
If
did
there was a
the
car
other
race,
ear? Just
you
to be
know?
like,
Think
fuck
about
it,
it, bro.
you know what
I
I
would
mean?
rather see Tyson
Like, I'm
do.
back, baby, you
I
know
want
what I mean?
Tyson to do like jiu-jitsu with like
Oh fuck.
Jocko Willink or somebody like.
No.
Yo, Fight Island is in
That'd
Abu
be great.
Dhabi. What's
Yeah.
going on? Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, bro. That's happening. That's
For
real.
real?
That's happening probably this weekend coming up.
Oh my god!
Yo,
Did you see
Fight-
Dana
it's on my
posted a
story.
picture?
Comedian Fadi, bro. Abu Dhabi. Of course it's in Abu Dhabi. When he said there was a Fight Island, it was where's the island? Where's the island? And he's
They
just
thought
like,
it was Epstein's island.
yeah, we'll let you guys know. Like,
They thought
yo,
they were gonna buy
man,
Epstein's
bro.
island.
The thing is with UFC
It's
too.
gonna be
Yo,
cheap.
that's-
Yo, everybody
Cheap
like
cheap on the
it's
market.
so out in the
Mortgages,
open that
$1,000
like
ghosts
Dana
in
White
those
and the
walls.
$1,000 a
UFC
month and you get a
support
surf
Trump heavy, and not one person said a word to them.
Yeah.
About it. They support Trump heavy. Trump fucking like when they came back, Trump gave a message. There was a clip from Trump. And he was just like, we need our sports back and like welcome back. Congratulations, Dana White and UFC, you know? Like he gave them the endorsement, cuz he like
No, his thing is he wants to show that the country's opening up. He needs to show that because his thing
By
was
having
to run,
two guys
he
fight
think-
in a cage in an empty fucking stadium, the fuck.
Have you
Yeah,
watched
but those
have
are
you watched those
crazy.
fights, though?
Those
Yeah,
are
they're
like
sick fights,
you're like you
man.
should do this all the time. You can
But yo,
hear
now
it.
it's
You can
on.
hear them
But
talking.
but now it's on fucking
talking shit to each other.
That's how it is when you're there. When you go there,
Yeah.
you hear everything. And you don't hear the
It
commentary.
depends on the quality of your seats.
Yeah.
If you're all the way in the nosebleeds, nigga.
Nah,
yes.
man, bro.
Bro.
Every time I go to a show, like you
Did
can
you see
hear it
Dana posting
clearly.
people fighting in the parking lot?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were
He's
sparring in
like,
the
this is,
parking
he's like, this is
lot.
what you.
Who
This
was
is.
spar- who was
it's
sparring?
fighters.
There was just two fighters in the parking lot,
Yeah.
like no shirts
He's
on,
like-
wearing
he's like,
sandals.
the
They're wearing
shit
like
you
sandals
see.
like I've got on. They're like
Yeah.
sparring with each other.
What? Like bare knuckle?
Yeah, the tag was the shit you see when you work at UFC.
Wow.
It's
So
crazy.
they're in the parking lot of the UFC building?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just out
fucking.
in the
They're
parking
out there
lot.
training, bro. Like full on, like
Yeah.
full
In
on
the
sparring
sun, like
session.
everything is crazy.
Why
No,
not?
but they have gear on and shit, or is it like fucking...
Nah,
Not
No,
really?
no, they had
might have
gloves on, bro.
gloves.
Yeah.
They might have gloves.
Yeah, they had gloves on. That's it.
Wow.
They were out there. I don't
probably
even
just,
think they
like,
had
tapping.
flip flops on, man. I think they were.
They
They were wearing
raw
flip-flops.
dogs.
They
I zoomed in on that shit.
They probably had to put signs in the UFC bathrooms like no sparring in the bathroom.
Yeah. They're doing WWE backstage brawl shit.
Countless mirrors.
But yo, Fight Island's gonna be insane, man. Masvidal, bro. George Masvidal is a fucking animal. Because you guys know anything about UFC? You know about UFC?
A little bit.
You know about UFC?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
George
yeah.
Masvidal.
I watched the big fights, but now like
Fucking, I can't remember the guy he knocked out. He knocked out this guy in like 12 seconds, bro. Like the fight started, this guy just ran out, and then like he jumped up and kneed this guy in his fucking
Oh,
face,
yeah.
bro.
Did you watch that he practiced that too?
I don't know, man.
Bro, he
just-
practiced it.
I don't think he
I-
practiced it, man. He just
dude,
fucking.
yeah, I watched
bro,
these.
that fight was so fast. Like, that
Dude,
was
I'm
one of
telling
the-
you, he practiced
Yeah.
that knee.
He's an animal.
There's
man.
a side by side of that
yeah,
that
yeah, but
exact
same
knee
thing
thing,
with McGregor
and
when he
him
knocked
doing
out
it,
Aldo.
and same thing McGregor practicing the same movements
Same
of
thing, yeah.
passing,
Yeah.
did the same thing in the fight, knocked him out.
Yeah,
It's
I think his name was
crazy.
like Kobe or Kobe or
Yeah,
something.
they
like
play
that.
it side by
Kobe.
side, and you're like, well, that's
Yeah.
where it fucking came from. He just practiced that over and over again. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
right out of the gate, I'm gonna try to
Like,
knee him
so
in the
he-
face.
He's fighting on the island now.
He's gonna go for the
I didn't
low.
watch
and
it.
I'm
Which
gonna
fight
hit
was
him.
this? Yeah,
It was Masvidal versus somebody. What's the guy's
Bro.
name?
I
Doesn't matter. He
I think
fucking
it's like
kneed him in the
Colby
face.
Covington, if I'm not
Out.
wrong, but I'm probably way off.
It might be Colby Covington.
I'm probably way off by saying that. I can't remember the guy's name, but yo, he knocked this guy the fuck out. The fuck
immediately.
out, bro.
Fucking
The
A.
fuck
Over ASAP.
out, bro.
Shit, man.
That's when you realize that you're
You know what's
doing
fucked?
so
you-
precious.
When
You've
when
been
they
trained.
announced the fight,
That's
the guy
brain
that got
damage.
knocked out, you know what he tweeted? So when they announced the fight, the guy that knocked out retweeted it, and he put, "Fuck, now I'm gonna have to watch that knockout over and over on TV."
Oh shit.
Yeah, because that shit made history. That
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's just
Oh,
you
man.
know, the hype,
You're
the
definitely
commercial.
gonna be on Sports
They're
Center
gonna do it
tonight.
in slow mo.
bucks.
You on Sports
With like
Center
the lights
tonight.
cutting in and out, they're gonna dice that shit up, man. Those fucking promos they cut, the UFC
In
cuts the best
slow-mo.
promos in the world,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, that shit is in one of those
Like, you
fast
watch it and
promos
you're
when
like,
they're showing
yeah.
the logo.
They just
Yeah.
build up the story. The sickest was
Fucking
McGregor's fucking promo. This guy was walking in the street and shit. I'm like, oh.
So Johnny, when are you trying to
God.
get back on stage, bro?
I'm honestly gonna wait until this all clears up. I haven't. I've
Bunch
written
of
some.
fucking pussies.
I'm focusing on different shit. Like I told myself I was gonna complete this album, so I was like, I'm gonna do 2 more songs,
Oh shit.
and then in
Promote the album, by the way, bro.
Yeah.
so it's called Crown the Clown. It's just free on SoundCloud because the beats are free, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna make money off of shit that they gave me for free.
Yeah.
But in like doing that, I got thousands of fucking plays on a bunch of them. Lady
Alright.
Luck got 11,000 streams, and then I had all these producers reaching out to me, being like, "Yo, get on these. Like, I have the perfect track for you. Like, get on
Alright.
this. Like." I'm like, okay, well, maybe
Fucking
I'll
everybody, you're moving on up.
maybe I'll do this for a
Let's
little
get a track
bit.
together,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm like, so I'm thinking about it, but I'm gonna see how it plays out. And then another buddy of mine from Toronto, that's a rapper, was telling me that he's getting like a collective together to get like a studio and invest in that and like basically be a group, like have people in a group that like
They're
Oh
just
write
shit.
songs.
Johnny is joining a boy
For the
band, son.
album.
That's how motherfuckers get
it's
molested.
all Toronto
You better be
rappers.
careful, dog. Don't
Jeez,
listen.
Johnny's gonna show up to a Toronto
That's
rapper
how
get
boy-
together.
Those boy bands are
Buddy.
dangerous, Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny's
man.
gonna
you
show
have-
up. He's gonna be the only white guy there.
Ah,
yeah.
He's
Johnny
gonna
has
be like,
a
"Hey guys," they're gonna be like,
molestable
"Yo,
face.
Can I get a plucky
who's
guitar?
this fool?"
Where are your ukuleles? I need to know.
that, y'all?
We need that, dog?
Bongos around
You know
here
what I
somewhere?
mean? This
Shit.
beat
Like,
needs a
oh,
ukulele.
nah.
That's
Nah, I'm gonna do 2 more songs and then I'm gonna just start writing jokes again because I still want to finish my hour. I
Fucking
haven't
ass.
done an hour of comedy, so
I guess I'm the only one who has shows to promote. Let
Yeah,
me see.
bro.
Where are
You're
we?
Go
you're
for
on the
it.
shows right
Where
now.
are we on Saturday? This. Okay, hold on 1 second.
just dead air.
I know.
Fatty, do you
I
got
know. It's
Yo,
just
I got nothing to promote, man.
this
And then
shit.
what's your Instagram?
Niggas living.
Comedian
You know?
Fatty, man. You
Remind
already know
them.
what it is.
Remind
Okay,
You
where,
know what I'm
let me.
saying,
I'm
guys,
just trying,
I'm
I'm
happy
just
to
trying
be
to bring
back.
out my
I know this
schedule.
guy's trying to promote right now, but I
You
love
know
you
what I
guys. I'm
mean?
happy I'm back. I miss this shit. I miss you guys. I miss all this, bro.
Chilling.
Like, and this is pretty
Shit.
cool too on the patio. Your neighbors think we're insane, by the way.
Yeah, we need,
sure,
we need,
they're
we
probably
need, we
gonna
need
have
some
to
better
move,
lives
bro.
than
I'm
this
gonna
shit.
get a letter in the mail from my landlord tomorrow.
Like,
Like,
your
sir, you
views,
can't be expressing
your views on
yourself.
the Me Too movement
Yeah.
are not aligned
The
with the views of
N-word
this
was
neighborhood.
used several
That's what it
times.
is.
We counted 72 use of the N-word. Plus
Yo,
some
and I
very
have,
questionable remarks.
Once we can actually have gatherings of more than like whatever 10 people, I built a little stage so we can do shows and shit back
Dude,
here.
you can have
telling me
Because then we
about
can
that,
have people sitting up here, we can have people standing all back here,
Yeah.
sitting. I have these couches and shit here, throw some chairs.
Yeah,
in.
that could be VIP
Sure.
up there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you know what I'm saying?
25
And then
bucks.
everybody just comes up the back. Like there's no need. Just come down the alley, come up the back
Yeah.
entrance.
Fucking
Yeah.
A.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
We'll
So
figure it out.
on Saturday 11th, I'm at 1546 Bloor Street West. Show starts at 8. What's the name of this fucking bar, dude? I gotta go through our messages, but I'm
Just tell them your
I'm
Instagram.
terrible
Tell
at
them
this.
you posted on
Nah,
Instagram.
Roby Hollywood is gonna be on Instagram. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But yo, support live comedy, man. You know what I mean? This shit
Yeah.
is back up and running. We're trying to entertain you,
Hey, yo,
motherfuckers.
stay healthy
We're
out
You know
there,
what I mean?
man.
1548 Bloor Street West. The
Bring a
show starts
mask.
at 8 p.m.
Bring your
Bring-
masks.
Yeah, wear your
Bring
masks,
Purell.
hand
You know
sanitize,
what I'm
wash your
saying?
hands, stay
Lysol,
safe, don't
bug
die.
spray.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, we
Keep
out.
your head on straight, man. Don't let this shit break you.
Till next time.
And on that note,
Stay communist.
boom.
Una mattina mi sono svegliato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono svegliato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao.